the Big Pimpin' video was on the boat. It was on a massive yacht. And rap videos at that time just weren't really doing that. Like, it was shot like, you know, like Tupac is like having like a house party, is like shot at a house, or like they're in the street or on motorcycles or whatever up and down the street. But like to do like a yacht, and that was just like, it put Jay-Z in this like other realm. And I remember, quick story about this. Oh my gosh, this was so cringy at the time. So this is like maybe like 12, 13, 14 years ago. All right. Me and my wife go to a wedding for one of her friends named Shantae. And I remember it like it was yesterday. The DJ that was doing the wedding, okay, screwed up. And he did not have her list of songs to play.
A lot. That happens a lot.
And not only did he not have her songs, again, now this is, 13, 14 years ago. This is like like Spotify. I can put on a wedding mix and just like play.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So this man is trying to find one song at a time on YouTube and play it for the wedding. When I tell you, he played 2 different songs multiple times in the wedding. Okay.
Oh, no.
And yes, and she was so upset. But he said to the crowd, now we figured out this organically because it was so cringeworthy. It was like, oh my God. And then we talked to the bride and she's like, yeah, he doesn't have the list, and he doesn't have like whatever he needed to run through whatever and just keep the music going.
He needed to go burn some CDs real fast. That's what he needed to do.
He was manually doing it. So I don't know if the guy was, a drunk and they got him on a I don't know. I don't know what the scenario was. But it came to the point where the DJ said, I'm taking your requests. And I knew he was doing it on YouTube because when I went up to request Jay-Z's Big Pimpin', he was finishing the song previously on YouTube, okay?
Wow.
So he puts it in, and he plays Big Pimpin'. Problem, okay? Problem.
Not edited.
It wasn't edited.
Yeah.
And people weren't really dancing because the vibe was so off. So no one's really on the dance floor.
Were there kids allowed
Yes,
to
there was.
That's a pretty serious song with some words.
And if you remember the first couple words of the song, he's like, I love him, leave him, but I don't fucking need him. Think about the hood, cute looking good, but I don't fucking feed him. It's like the most like insane start to a song. And literally, he had to stop it mid-verse. This is how cringy this
so
got.
then it just silence.
Bro, it was wild. The piercing silence at a wedding when he had to shut off Big Pimpin' midway through the first verse. I will remember it for the rest of my life.
If you're going to screw up a wedding, screw up the groom's songs.
Yeah.
Do not screw up the bride's anything on that day. I hope they didn't have to pay that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not paying for that.
I don't know what the scenario was, but once in a while, me and my wife will still laugh about it. I mean, it was like 120 people collectively like gasping, covering their eyes. Like, this is like the most awkward thing. You wanted to be anywhere else in the world, but at this wedding that was sabotaged by that DJ. So
it's like you want to feel bad for him, but it's his fault. You
yes.
can't feel bad for a guy that made his own bed.
No, oh my gosh.
Man.
But even in that moment, you're like, I just wish I wasn't here right now for this. Like, just crazy. We got some good news. I think we got some good news, Phil, that Pat Surtain is not going to go on injured reserve. There's several different ways you can look at this. Obviously, it's not good news that he's hurt, but being down the mandatory 4 games, considering that the bye week is there during the stretch of the next 4 games. So my guess is if you don't want to put him on IR when the bye week is after Kansas City, I think the goal is for him to be back for week 11 against Kansas City at Empower Field at Mile High.
Yeah, that seems to be the goal that they're shooting for. Now, Zach, you know how this goes with the body. The body's going to do what the body wants to do. And if it's not ready to go, it's going to let you know. But they have so many different ways to heal the body now in the NFL and the NBA, NHL that they want to give it a shot. They want to make sure that PS2 is out there against the Chiefs. They want to make sure that he's healthy. And if I'm PS2, this is what I'm telling him. Hey, if you're healthy, let's go against the Chiefs. But if you're not, it's not worth it, man. We still have after the Chiefs, you get the bye week, so you even get more rest. And then you go on this run where you have 4 or 5 games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you got 6 games left. That's when it really heats up, and that's when it matters the most. And you want to make sure you're healthy at the end of the season. That's when the Denver Broncos need to take that peak. You want to peak at the end of the season with the last 5 to 6 games left going into the playoffs. So hopefully PS2 is ready to go, Zach, by the Kansas City, and that's what they're shooting for. And my guessing is he is gonna be ready because of it being a strain pec and not torn.
Yeah.
And so it's gonna be able to heal a little bit faster than if you tear it.
Totally.
Surgery, baby.
Oh yeah,
You're out
he's done for the year. That's the way that I think they're looking at it. And if not, by opting to not have him go to IR, because it's 4 games, not 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So the other way of looking at it, and not saying, hey, the goal is to get him back for Kansas City, it's considering that the bye is right there in week 12 and he would have to sit out against Washington. It's like, okay, if we can't get him back for Kansas City, like we know he's going to be ready for Washington, and we're not willing to just take the IR, considering that it's going to be 5 weeks instead of 4 because the bye week's right there in the middle of it. So,
and this is and when you look at it, it is a built-in with the bye week. If say he doesn't play PS2, we're talking about doesn't play Kansas City, it is the built-in IR because you have 4, right? You'll miss Houston, you'll miss Las Vegas. Let's just say you don't play in Kansas City, and then you get the bye week, so that's 4. That you end up missing 4 weeks without it, or like organically,
right.
You said.
So you would miss 3 games and not the mandatory 4 games.
Yeah.
So okay, I mean, it's I think the best of a bad situation, because if there was no debate about it, he'd just be on IR. So they're debating about it, maybe like we are, not that we're debating, but we're just kind of going back and forth of like what is the target here, and do they even know? This just happened a couple days ago, but it is interesting looking at the back half of the schedule, and you see coming out of the bye. It's back-to-back road games. It's in Washington on Sunday Night Football, which, by the way, Sunday Night Football has never been more popular. 24.7 million people on average are watching Sunday Night Football on NBC. So you come out of the bye week, you're on Sunday Night Football in front of the world. Then you go to Vegas, and then the last 4 games of the season, you're playing a good Green Bay team, a good Jacksonville team, a really good Kansas City team on the road, and then the Chargers at home. So you end with back-to-back AFC West opponents to finish the season. I think the NFL did this by design. One of those is Thursday Night Football on a Christmas night. It wouldn't shock me at all. And we've been talking about this for months, but here we are, and it's shaping up with Kansas City right behind the Broncos at 5-3, and Denver's at 6-2. Chargers right behind the Broncos at 5-3 as well. The fact that you finish with both of those, you could be absolutely playing for the division title in the last 2 weeks of the NFL season.
That's what it's gearing up to look like. In B, Zach, if we can just handle our business, it seems like Kansas City is going to continue to handle their business. Now, hopefully they don't do it against us. And then the Chargers, they're starting to get it healthier. They're starting to get players back. They're going to get Amarian Hampton back, the running back. They're hoping to get one of their offensive linemen back, a defensive player. So this is all about who can stay healthy. Who is the healthiest team by the end of this year? And Denver has been able to be healthy for the past 2 years. Can they do it again for a third? Like, that's going to be the question moving forward.
All right, PS2 not going to IR. Good news, bad situation. Okay, the Broncos showed a level of desperation yesterday, and I want to talk about it next.
Has a young Broncos playmaker earned a larger role on offense?
You found a big-time contributor moving forward in Pat Bryant because he got his opportunities to block and he crushed people in that part of the game. And then how'd they reward him? They reward him with a deep shot where he caught a touchdown.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here on behalf of my friends at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, talking to you men about how you're feeling today. Seriously, it's a gorgeous day in the Centennial State. Is your mood and energy level reflecting this gorgeous fall day, or are you feeling sluggish? You have low energy. Your sleep patterns are off. And maybe you're working out, you're not seeing the gains like you used to, and that's when you do actually drag yourself to the gym and have enough energy to get there. All right, and maybe because of this, you're putting on a couple pounds maybe, and hopefully you're not feeling sad or depressed. Guys, believe it or not, all these symptoms can be tied back to low testosterone, which is, it happens to us men as we age. It's normal. You didn't do anything wrong. I encourage you, go take the low T quiz, though, at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. Simple 10-question yes or no answers. And then from there, you can schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. They'll draw your blood. They'll have the results within 30 minutes. A Colorado licensed medical provider will review those results with you, discuss your options, and you'll make the decision together with their medical team. Cost of the appointment is just $99. That includes a medical consult, a T and PSA test. And if you sign up for testosterone treatment the day of that appointment, your visit is completely free. Fellas, we have one life to live. Don't spend yours wondering if you're suffering from low testosterone. Go take that low T quiz at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Most business owners and decision makers work hard but stay frustrated because customers simply don't know they exist. Marketing isn't about being flashy. It's about making sure people understand how you solve their problem. Audio, video, and online campaigns put your message where your customers are already paying attention. And your friends at Denver Sports, they specialize in connecting customers to businesses. The moment you get clear and show up consistently, growth follows. Don't stay the best kept secret in town. Visit DenverSports.com and click on the Advertise with Us button and start growing today.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR. Advanced Hair.
Point Pios! Denver Volleyball is having a record-setting year so far. Don't miss the action in Hamilton Gym this season. Check out Denver Volleyball at DenverPioneers.com. Pick a match, grab some friends, and cheer on the Pioneers. We are affordable and fun. We are Denver's home for college sports.
Brandon Stokely from my friends at Roller Auction, leader in Colorado auctions for over 40 years. They conduct over 150 auctions every year, selling tens of thousands of items at the price you set. Auctions are held regularly for Colorado government agencies, and they always have big-ticket items at great prices. That's why I love Roller Auction. And almost all bidding is conducted online in real time, and it's open to the public. Anyone can participate. Check back regularly. New auctions are added weekly. Be the first to know about new auctions available for bidding when you sign up for email notifications. Go to rollerauction.com/thefan.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
No, it's not too soon to start holiday shopping. Ulta Beauty's early Black Friday event is happening now through November 22nd. Shop $10 beauty minis from brands like MAC and Too Faced. Take 30% off Lancome and Touchland fragrances and body mists. With new offers dropping every week, our associates can help you find the perfect gifts. Head into Ulta Beauty today to shop our early Black Friday event. Ulta Beauty. Gifting happens here.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Off and rolling. Here on a Wednesday, October 29th. A hump day getting you through the work week here on The Drive, and we have a show that is busting at the gills with content. Mr. Phillip Lindsay, what up?
What's going on, man? It's a beautiful day out there.
It's a gorgeous day.
Zach, every day I take my son to school, and of course we got to wear the coats now, and it starts off freezing. So, I mean, I have Phil's big coat on, gloves, hat, scarf. I'm like, hey, man, we're just going to be prepared for this. And then you look out there, he's probably mad at me. He comes home, and I know when I get home, he's like, Dad, like I took off all the layering you've done for me, man. You put like 2 hoodies on me, you put a jacket on me, I'm hot.
It's that time of year, man.
Yeah, it's that time of year.
It's that time of year. You need the car heat in the morning and windows down in the afternoon, no doubt about it. So how about the Broncos yesterday? Bringing in Mercedes Lewis for year 20. Now, at this time yesterday, we had just known about a workout. And really, I don't even know if we knew at this time. Maybe we found out later in the show. Regardless, they bring in Mercedes Lewis for a workout. Now he's on the practice squad. I can't believe it, but Mercedes Lewis in year number 20, I think, is going to play for the Broncos on Sunday, which would make him the oldest Denver Bronco of all time. Jason Elam currently has that record, 39 years old. Mercedes will beat that record by multiple years.
Well, 41 years old. And he's going to have to start on practice squad because he doesn't know the plays. But he is still playing football.
Insane.
I'm thinking about it now. I'm like, is that you're 38?
I'm 38, yeah.
38. He's 41, and he's still out there trying to compete with these grown men, and they have their grown man strength at their peak.
Young bulls. Like, he is like old Mufasa. I mean, like, and I just can't believe it's true.
Well, you know what I can't believe is you have to go and ask him to be a part of this at 41 years old, when you would think that there's other players out there, younger players, that you may be able to get off, they call it off the street, that can come in and help you right away. But instead you don't. And to me, what that seems to be is the lack of talent that's just sitting out there, or these NFL teams don't think that these players can do it anymore, that you have to go and call a 41-year-old to come in there and help out. It's pretty insane to think, man.
It is. And I guess there's maybe just a trust factor with what he's put on tape for years. I mean, he hasn't been a pass-catching tight end in many years. He's caught only 11 catches in his last 51 regular season games. Think about that. Yeah. 11 catches in his last 51 regular season games in the 2022, 23, and 24 season. But I'll give them this, and I can't believe this is true as well. Football players don't last like this. First of all, no one lasts like this in pro sports. No. Like, this is like LeBron James, Jaromir Jagr, like territory when you're going like 20-something years into a career. But the game is too cruel to the body. And that's why I can't believe Mercedes Lewis has missed one game in 8 years. How is that true? How is that possible? That's insane.
It's probably because all he does is block. He said, hey, look, I'm not running a route. I'm not opening up and stretching the football field. I'm 41, or at that time he might have been, what?
I don't know.
30-something?
Well, whatever, yeah.
You know, it's like, I'm not doing that, but I'll do the dirty work. I'll keep my body in its frame and block somebody and help double team on somebody, that's exactly what he's going to do for the Denver Broncos. We're not expecting him to go out there and catch 5 balls at a game. We're expecting him that if he has to get in the game, if he has to get into the game, he can line up, fire out like you're taught at 5 years old and get a block so J.K. Dobbins and R.J. Harvey can do their thing.
It's incredible. I got a few more thoughts on this, but just more context to the signing here. Mercedes Lewis, think about it like this. Mercedes Lewis was in the same draft as Jay Cutler, who hasn't thrown a pass in the NFL since the 2017 season. That's insane. When Mercedes Lewis was a rookie, so was Sean Payton, first year coaching the New Orleans Saints.
See, now that's insane.
Isn't it?
That's insane to think.
When Mercedes Lewis was a rookie, George W. Bush was still the president. When Mercedes Lewis was a rookie, there was nearly 2 billion less people walking planet Earth when Mercedes Lewis was a rookie. And he's playing for the Denver Broncos. I think he's going to play on Sunday. I mean, that is psychotic.
No. Do you think he's going to play, or do you think he's just going to suit up?
I think he's going to play. He's got to play.
Well, you have Trotman.
Yeah.
You got Evan Ingram.
I think that's it. This is like a break glass in case of emergency type thing.
But to me, it's like this. Like, what about Caleb Lohner? He's been sitting there. Now, no, you're not expecting him to block his butt off and catch 5 balls like I just said. But he's been there. He knows the system. You can plug him in there. Now, of course, you may have to go with like a 4-wide set when it comes to the receivers, where there's 4 receivers out there.
Yeah.
But why not give Caleb Lohner that shot? You drafted him in the 7th round. You're going with a 41-year-old man that hasn't been in part of this system.
It's crazy. I mean, clearly, Caleb Lohner is such a far way away from playing. And we knew that kind of to begin with. He was like the definition of an experiment basketball player. I think it was 54 total football snaps in college. And I remember one play in training camp where Jonah Ellis just dehumanized him. I mean, just so he's not ready to play on Sundays. In walks Mercedes Lewis. I just can't believe that's true. It's hard to believe. But here's what else I'll say, and not to like retroactively complain, because it's not even retroactive. I didn't like it at the time. This was one of the deepest tight end classes in many years, and the Broncos didn't draft one.
Yeah.
Caleb Lohner doesn't count. So like, I thought it was a missed opportunity the week after the draft. You didn't have to draft one in the 1st or 2nd round. And I remember saying, don't let 30-year-old Evan Ingram prevent you from restocking that position, especially considering how historically slow starting it is. But
Caleb Lohner should count, because that is a draft pick, and there are multiple players. And I know that there's the tight end position is usually a slow starting position. But there are multiple tight ends, like you said, that were not high draft picks that are playing for other teams and they're doing well, whether it's they're being serviceable in the sense of blocking, catching if they need to, and yet you go for an experiment with Caleb Lohner when that's a draft pick. Like, all your draft picks are valuable for a situation like what's happening now for the Denver Broncos, or to the Denver Broncos, where you need a tight end to come in there and help you out. You drafted one, but yet he's going to sit there because he is truly not ready to play.
Yeah, man, you look at a guy like the dude. Have you seen this Gadsden kid from the Chargers? I think it's Oronde Gadsden.
He's making a little noise.
He was in the 5th round. He's sitting there in the 5th round. He's the 165th overall pick. I'm not saying like use a top 3-round pick on a tight end if you didn't want to prioritize it like that. But the class was so rich and deep. Like, he went off the board at 165. He now has 385 yards on 27 receptions in your division. I just wish they would have prioritized it just a little bit more. And again, that's not a new retroactive take. I felt that way as it was happening. But this is where the Broncos are at. They tried to put a waiver claim in on 2 different tight ends, but lost out on both because other teams had higher waiver claim priority. So they've tried. They did not necessarily want to go the Mercedes Lewis route. They tried other routes, but they were shut down.
Well, the only thing they can do now moving forward is something like Nate Atkins, because now this is his 2nd time dealing with some injuries that are setting him back, and he's not playing in games. Is it time for them to have to trade for a tight end? There's a couple of them out there. For example, Mark Andrews from the Ravens. You're going to have to give up something for him.
Yeah.
But when you get him, you know what you're getting: a solid blocker, actually a really good blocker when it comes to run blocking, but also can make some noise for you in the pass game. A better version of Adam Trotman, a way better version of Adam Trotman.
Yes, I like that.
Like to,
like a rich man's Adam Trotman.
Yeah, no disrespect to Adam Trotman now, but like you're looking to bolster that position. So why not go for a trade and say, you know what, like, this is what we need in order for us to get over the hump. This is what we need so that we can continue to win games and beat the Chiefs and try to beat the Chargers, because, guys, we haven't beat the Chargers yet.
Right.
So we have to try to find a way to win our division. You need to find weapons to help Bo Nix out so that we can do that.
Mark Andrews is a really interesting name. He is in the final year of his contract, and I doubt it's probably more unlikely than likely that he re-signs another extension, a 3rd contract in Baltimore. He's going into his age 30 season. They have restocked that position through the draft.
Yeah.
So it's one of these things where that may work. I just don't know if Baltimore would want to trade him to an AFC team. Problem is, there's only one more game before the deadline. So if the Ravens lose on Thursday Night Football, I actually think it becomes more likely that they trade someone like Mark Andrews, and I think they're playing on Thursday Night Football. I'll double-check that here. Yeah, Baltimore at Miami. Miami coming off a big win going into Atlanta and curb stomping the Falcons. So if the Ravens lose at home and go to if they lose on Thursday Night Football and go to 2-6, that likelihood increases. But that's a good one. That's a good one.
One more just to keep on your radar because it's out there, and it's the Tennessee Titans. Because they're losing, they're going to look for some draft capital. But there's a young receiver by the name of Chig Okonkwo, right? And hopefully I said his name right. I kept on repeating
Sounds good
it.
to me. You said who's he play for?
He plays for the Tennessee Titans.
Okay.
Now he's not this like big name guy that's going to lead SportsCenter, but he's a guy that you can count on. He has 27 receptions this year, 271 yards, 0 touchdowns. But he blocks his butt off. He's a fast tight end that can stretch the football field. You're not going to probably have to give up a lot of draft capital or a big-time draft pick to get him in the building. And he's a guy that's, like I said before, young and just needs an opportunity to get more reps. So it's a guy that nobody's really going to pay attention to because he's with the Titans and he's not doing a great job. But he can be a filler to help
That's a good one.
Sean Payton come in there and do his part.
It's a really good one. 26-year-old out of Maryland in his 4th year, all with Tennessee after being picked up in the 4th round. Good player. I'm looking at it right now. I mean, solid, middle of the road. That's a name. That's a great name.
Like somebody we're not going to know.
Yes, it's going to be more under the radar and probably not the Mark Andrews, but probably a name like that. All right, good stuff. You want to react to that conversation, you can hit us up. RamosLaw.com. Text line is 303-713-1043. It sounds like the Broncos are going to be buyers heading into Tuesday's trade deadline. What does that actually look like in addition to the tight end position? We'll talk about it next.
The Fan Flyaway is back, presented by 303 Law 4040. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. To kick off 2026, Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is sending you to Phoenix for the biggest party in golf. Airfare, hotel tickets, and $500 in spending money, all included. Head to thefanflyaway.com to register. That's thefanflyaway.com. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Hump Day. Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And guys, I know there's at least 50 of you guys out there right now listening, thinking about popping that question. And you need to find a diamond. And I'm going to save you some time and money right now. You need to go see my jeweler, Williams Jewelers, for that perfect diamond engagement ring, the ultimate holiday gift, or just because that special someone deserves it. This holiday, imagine the finest jewelry legends all in the store at the same time, treating you just like family. Come and shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver, of every size, shape, and price range, in the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secret to the business with you, they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So make it easy on yourselves and go to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you when you step through one of those doors.
I dared Archwell Health to keep track of my vitals and my grandkids' names.
I dared Archwell Health to simplify my prescriptions, so Max and I have more time to play. Good boy.
And I dared Archwell Health to be closer than my neighborhood coffee shop.
Our members dared us to do more as a primary care provider for adults age 60 and up. So we made it our mission. Visit archwellhealth.com and become a member today. Archwell Health. We dare to care.
Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040. With just a friendly tip here, I like to remind people that they never want to be gambling that the person that hits them has good insurance. So I want you to take a look at your insurance policies. Check and make sure that you have two things. One's called MedPay coverage. You want to make sure you have that. And then also UM/UIM coverage. This will protect you in case you get into an accident and the person that hits you doesn't have good insurance. If you have any questions, just give me a call. 303 Law 4040. That's 303 Law 4040.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity, and the other day I'm over at a friend's place. He's pumped to watch football, but his setup, total mess. Lagging, buffering, switching between apps, trying to find a game. He claimed to be a big fan, but I feel like I was being fan-fished. See, if you call yourself a football fan, you gotta have Xfinity. It's the ultimate sports destination. I can find the best games and my favorite teams all in one place. And the way I watch, well, it's next level. It's the perfect fan flex. I've got all the action right in my living room, plus Xfinity's best picture and sound with enhanced 4K, so clear it feels like I'm in the stadium. Sometimes I've got 4 games going on at once. Why? Because why not? On top of that, I get real-time notifications, live stats right on my TV. It's the best seat in the house every single time. Next game day, make sure that big fan isn't a big fail. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Multi-view requires Xfinity 4K cable TV box.
Do you want the lowest rate for life? Get our 4.75 5-year fixed. APR is 5.89.
Did you say 4.75% fixed for 5 years?
Yes.
Yeah, I want that, but what if rates fall?
Our lowest rate for life program takes over. If rates fall even as little as 0.5%, we can redo your loan with no lender fees and no appraisal fee and no limits to the number of times used. Only at U.S. Mortgages. Call 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. See website for complete details. License number 392126.
Brandon Stokely here from my team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Are you ready for winter? Worries you might need a new furnace? Don't know where to begin? Rocks Heating and Air makes it incredibly easy with their new, free, no obligation online heating and cooling quote. It takes less than 5 minutes and gives you options instantly. No calls, no waiting, and transparent pricing. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
You could save thousands of dollars on the products your business uses the most with the Home Depot's new Pro Extra Preferred Pricing. Registering is free and easy. Just have your tax ID or business or contractor's license ready. But don't wait. The current preferred pricing benefit will end on November 15th. Visit your local Pro Desk to register now and unlock the deepest savings on the products you choose.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan, powered by Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD2, playoff baseball action continues as Toronto faces LA in Game 5, starting at 7.
One of Newsweek's best regional banks and credit unions. Learn more at wistaracu.com.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
It sounds like the Broncos could be buyers heading into Tuesday's NFL trade deadline. What does that actually look like?
Now, Zach, is that the first time you've said buyers for the Denver Broncos since you've been doing this job?
Man, that's a good question. I think we had the conversation last year a little bit.
A little bit.
During Bo's rookie year. And I wonder if we were having it... Well, I think that probably came back. I was going to say during the stretch with Russell Wilson's year when the Broncos won 5 straight games, but I think that was later in the season. Because the Broncos started so slow.
The trade deadline.
Yeah, they started so slow.
And with Bo, even though we were having fun, I think all of us could agree that we still didn't think that this team was ready to take that next step in the playoffs, win the playoffs game, get to a Super Bowl. This year is different. Second year with Bo Nix. Sean Payton called his shot. It feels a little different right now. They added some key pieces to the defense and offense where it's like, hey, they're serious. They're all in. They were very aggressive free agency and even in the draft.
Yeah, dude, that's a great question. I didn't consider that really. Was this the first time? So this is my 9th Broncos season. I don't think so.
It feels good.
It does feel good.
Like we're not selling our players. We're not trying to get draft picks. Like we're trying to add players so that we can make this run once the playoffs come rolling around.
Are we sure they wouldn't sell on someone?
Oh, what you talking about?
Because check this out. On the way into the year, okay, they sold a piece for a draft pick in Devon Vele, who was their second receiver a year ago.
Why,
right?
Vele? Why?
Pour one out. So they've already shown the propensity to do it. And a name that is popping up, and it's really interesting actually, is Jaquan McMillan. And his name is like popping up like, oh, maybe he could fit over here, maybe he could fit over there. Now it's a really interesting set of circumstances because J-Mac has played great football for the Broncos this year. Not good, great.
I love it. I love that you're saying it like that.
Well, it's just the truth, right? I mean, any other version of that is not being real. So he's been great, but he's playing over your first-round draft pick in Jahdae Barron. That was the crystal in the analogy from Sean Payton. You could not pass him. He was supposed to be a top 10, 15 pick, and there he was at 20. You just had to have him.
Yeah.
But he's not playing over McMillan. But he is definitively the succession plan. You're not going to re-sign McMillan.
You wouldn't think so.
You wouldn't think so.
You wouldn't think so.
I mean, if you're obeying your eyes and letting merit totally steer that conversation, you might. But we know the hubris that comes with these general managers and coaches, and they believe in Barron to the degree that they do. Would they move on from a player who's better right now than Barron, despite the first-round status of Jahdae Barron?
Well, for sure, Zach. And Barron looks like he's getting better every single week. Had his first interception against the Dallas Cowboys. He's being more. He's implemented more in the game plan. He's a lot more confident and comfortable. You can see it out there when he's guarding these players. But would you trade Jaquan McMillan? Is it the right time to do that? I understand it may make sense, but is it the right time to do it when you know that your defense is doing well? You're a man down. Your best player on the team at PS2 is not going to be playing for 3-4 games.
Right.
Hopefully just 3.
Right.
Are you really wanting to give away another piece on the defense, especially in the secondary?
No, it's not the right time. It wouldn't be the best thing for the football team. It just wouldn't, especially with the timing of this PS2 thing, and everyone's going to have to step up a level in responsibility and role. No, it's not the right time. And especially if like someone like Sean thinks that, hey, like the Broncos can go win the Super Bowl, you're not in the business of moving on from starting players. And that's how I view McMillan, in today's NFL as a third corner. So, but you have to be okay with Jaquan McMillan playing out this year and walking away, hitting the open market, and the Broncos receiving absolutely nothing in return.
I mean, I guess we can pull the wheel. As long as we win the Super Bowl, that's okay. All right, as long as like the ultimate goal is we get to the Super Bowl, we get there, and Jaquan McMillan plays great, but we know that, hey, this isn't the plan moving forward, but we need you right now. We're using you like you're using us. You're going to get paid, just not with us.
Right.
Just like John Franklin Myers. I always have to say Franklin because I always mess it up. John Franklin Myers, we know he's not going to get paid here. He's going to get paid somewhere else, but he's helping us out. We're using him. He's using this defense. That's how it goes. I'm with you. You don't get rid of Jaquan McMillan. You have to keep him. And it's interesting, too, is what about Jahdae Barron? What's going on with him? If you're a first-round draft pick, and yet we don't know if you're going to be starting on Sunday on the outside when Sean has said you can play inside and outside, although, Zach, you've been there just like I have. We haven't seen Jahdae Barron play a lot of outside.
No, not at all.
Something is still missing with Jahdae Barron, and that's why you can't move on from Jaquan McMillan. That's why you haven't moved on from Jaquan McMillan, because Jaquan McMillan's a solid nickel that you can count on, that you trust a little bit more than Jahdae Barron. Now, at some point, Jahdae Barron is going to be up to par, and he's going to be ready to play, but it doesn't seem like right now.
No, it doesn't. And I know we've said this, but I'm going to say it again. You did not draft Jahdae Barron in the first round to be a nickel corner. You drafted him to be a boundary cornerback. That's what you do at first-round corners. They're not third cornerbacks. They're not nickels. And so, and Sean just gushed about Barron during the preseason. And just the intellect and acumen, and just everyone talks about how smart he is. Then why isn't he on the field? So as much. And we'll see what it looks like this weekend. It's a good point. We don't know if he's starting opposite of Riley Moss.
I'll tell you what, if these rumors are true, one, I'm going to be upset. But if you trade Jaquan McMillan when your defense is doing well and you can count on him, you're telling everybody in that locker room you don't believe you're going to the Super Bowl. Because if you believe you're going to the Super Bowl, you're keeping all your players that are helping you out right now, and Jaquan McMillan's one of them.
Yeah, you're probably adding. You're not taking away.
Add them, baby.
Yeah.
Not subtracting.
All right. You want to react to that? You can hit up the RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043. Maybe we can get into some of those responses. Also, we've been waiting for it, and last night it finally happened. That's next.
Did the blowout win over the Cowboys show what the Broncos offense is truly capable of?
This is what it looks like when Sean Payton is able to open up his playbook and push the ball down the field. This is what it looks like when Bo Nix gets into some type of rhythm. You can't hide this anymore. Bo needs to either succeed or fail, and Sean needs to let him do that.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Thinking about buying a home in Colorado? You're not the only one, and now might be your best shot. We're officially in a buyer's market, which means you've got the upper hand. More homes are on the market, competition is down, and serious deals are out there just waiting to be found. Whether you're a first-time buyer or looking to upgrade or downsize, now's the time to get pre-approved. And American Financing can make that happen in 24 hours or less. And here's the kicker. When you work with both American Financing and their partner American Home Agents, you can receive a credit on closing costs of up to 1% or a max of $10,000 on your home loan. If you've been sitting on the sidelines, it's time to step in, and American Financing is the place to start. Don't let the 20% down myth stop you. You could buy a home with as little as 3% down, and with down payment assistance programs available, getting into a home might be easier than you think. Pick up the phone, call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 1823334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Every hockey player knows the secret to becoming a great skater is time on the ice. But rink time? It's tough to get, expensive, and so inconvenient. This winter, what if your kids could skate anytime they want, right in your own backyard? With Yard Rink, they can. In about an hour, you can transform your yard into an amazing outdoor rink. It's easy to set up and plays like a professional rink. Watch their hockey skills explode to the next level while they're having the time of their lives. Even Yard Rink ambassador Wayne Gretzky says he wishes he had a yard rink when he was a kid. Order today at yardrink.com and save hundreds by using code RADIO21. Nearly 300 sizes are available, starting at just $9.99. Plus, get 2 puck retention nets and your favorite NHL team logos free. That's YARDRINK.com and save 21% by using code RADIO21. Give your kids more fun-filled ice time and help their hockey dreams come true.
It matters who your lawyer is. At Berg Simpson, we truly care about the quality of work we do, that fair compensation is given, and that our clients are getting the best possible representation. We're proud of that, and it shows.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives. It's not just a slogan, it's who we are.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now, the company's changed. Or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So, what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. See website for details.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on.
And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Colorado can count on.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Joel Klatt, the nation's leading voice in college football, joins Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth every Wednesday morning. Presented by Groove Toyota. Here we go. Tune in at 8:10 for exclusive insight, bold analysis, and maybe just a hint of shenanigans. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
We've been waiting for it, and last night it finally happened, man. How good was it? How good was it to see, one, the Avs, win a game in regulation for the first time in over a week.
Man, that feels good.
Wacky sequence, how they got there.
Yes. It's a journey, though. We know that this team has the firepower, but it can't be that easy, right? And that's why we're seeing sequences like this where it's like the ways we're winning are just weird, but that's the way to the championship. That's a road to the cup.
Well, last night was some road. I mean, it was easy street to start 5-0. I mean, just like bang, 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 and it's like, wow, like, okay.
It's the easy one today.
And the Devils, who had just beat the Avs, were on an 8-game winning streak. So I was like, wow, this is a thumping. And then the Devils, bang, 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 bang. Next thing you know, it's 5-4. And then
it's like they scored 4 goals in a little over 4 minutes, like that fast.
It was that fast. It was that fast. Do we know the exact timestamp on it? I think it was 4 goals in 6 minutes.
Okay,
yeah,
4 goals, 6 minutes. Like, what's going on?
And then the Avs rattled off 3 straight. So 5 unanswered goals by the Avs, 4 unanswered goals by the Devils, followed by 3 unanswered goals by Colorado again.
What a script, Zach. What a script.
Wacky. But I think the biggest takeaway, at least for me, was the Avalanche came into that game with 1 power play goal in their last 24 man advantages. That is impossible to believe. Just 4 power play goals on the entire season. They've been the worst in the league. They've literally been better at 5-on-5 than having a man advantage. It should be impossible.
And Nate Dogg, you wonder why we were upset. You wonder why the home fans were booing at times, because they wanted to see points on the power play. But he said, you know what? Ask and you shall receive.
Well, I'll tell you what. Hold on. We got to talk about this. Because, how long ago was that? Maybe like 3 weeks ago? It was right at the start of the season. It was the Dallas game.
Yeah.
With that they lost in the shootout with Mikko having the final tally. So McKinnon's at his locker. He says, hey, the fans were booing us on the power play. They clearly don't know what a good power play was. And I knew what he meant, because if you watched it, they had great opportunities that they just didn't capitalize on. But it's aged poorly because you're the worst team in the sport and you called out the fans. Did anyone notice?
Uh-oh.
Last night, after the game, he gets called out to be one of the 3 stars. My man did not come out.
I did not notice that.
Did you notice that, Drew?
I did not, but I know that's not something he usually likes to do anyway. He usually kind of tries to pawn it off like,
Come on.
I'll let the second star go or whatever, or the first star, whatever. He doesn't want to be one of the guys that talks on the mic.
Well, no, but he wasn't, because he wasn't going to be the first star.
Right.
That was going to go to Olofsson.
Right. Rightfully so.
Yeah, rightfully so. So he was never going to do the mic hit.
So he
because you're not the first star. But I just think it's interesting, and I haven't heard anyone bring this up at all. Now, I'm not saying anyone in the market hasn't. I just haven't heard it, okay? But when you call out the fans for booing you on the power play, and then the fans turn out to be right over the next 3 weeks, and then on the night where your power play pops and you get called out
4 of 6. I mean, you're everything is working for you.
4 power play goals. That to me, and McKinnon is maniacal. We know this. And I just think that was a little baby bird flip. You ever see like a kid pretend to throw the bird, but he puts up the ring finger? We've all done that. It might not have been a full birdie, but like the ring finger,
like he
middle
really
finger.
wants to give us the bird, but
Yes.
he said, I still love the crowd. I still love this state, so I'm gonna give you the baby bird.
Do I sound crazy?
No,
because we know McKinnon. I don't know. I think there's something to it.
So you end up doing well on the power play as a team. Nate Dogg 2 goals, and he pretty much says that's what you take that. Fans.
Yeah,
take that.
Yes, I think there's something to it. I don't think that was pure coincidence.
I love it. Hey, you know what? We need to make him mad more often.
Yeah, I was gonna say whatever gets you going, dude. Like seriously,
gets the people going.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, 1 for 24 in their last 24 man advantages, and then they hang 4 in one night. 4 for 6. I know you just mentioned that. It was my guy Netchis. It was Nate Dogg for 2 of them. Olofsson. I mean, what about Victor Olofsson? Just a coming out party here in Colorado.
Yeah, his first career hat trick. He's feeling good. Obviously, when you're on the Avs, like that helps out. You get that bump.
Totally.
And hopefully this kind of gets him really going, and we can start to have firepower on all 3 lines moving forward, all 4 lines, I should say. I also like that they did, and I said this earlier, Zach, I did like that they moved Landy down a little bit.
Yeah.
And he's not playing the best hockey as of right now, but it's going to come for him. I think a lot of it just has to do with getting used to his knee, getting used to just being back out there for not just 5 games or a playoff series where mentally you're just locked in. This is do or die time. This is a long season. And so for Bednar to be able to drop him and say, hey, man, like this is just what's best for you and best for the team, it's helped us out.
Yep, and he knows that in his heart of hearts, and I'm sure, a little ding to the pride momentarily. I don't think it's going to stay like that. I hope it doesn't. But he's the captain, and you have to be selfless in a moment like that and understand why it's happening.
Zach Netchis, what are we doing here, man? They need to get something done.
Yeah. Well, it came out right today. They are in extension talks right now.
But now, see, this is the issue when you're dealing with a player and wanting to get something done. You know that you have to get something done fast because you don't want this player to say, hey, you know what? Let's close the door. I'm going to make more money if I just wait until free agency hits. So I'm wondering what that's going to look like because every game Marty Netchis goes out there and performs, he's going to want a little bit more on top.
Yeah, little extra cheese on that Whopper. I get it though, but he's one of the best players in the NHL right now. He just is. Like it's McKinnon and Makar are the 2 best players, but right now through 11 games, Marty Netchis is right underneath them. Like if you're going just by points, and we know it's a lot more than that, but
13 points, 7 goals, 6 assists. Like you can't make this up.
You're averaging more than a point per game, and you're nipping at the heels of the 2 of the 5 best players walking planet Earth right now, McKinnon and Makar. I mean, he's got 2 less points than Cale Makar. Talking about Marty Netchis. So, I will be supremely disappointed if they can't figure something out. I really will be. Because we know all too well. I mean, we just watched this movie a year ago, and this guy is 26 years old and still an ascending player, and he can have his true prime right here in Colorado. So that's got to get done. But last night, 13 different Avs players finished with a point.
Is there going to ever be a time period where you're going to start to get worried if something doesn't get done?
Oh, yeah.
With Netchis?
Yeah. Because we know this from a year ago that in the NHL, the trade deadline is so late that every passing game and week, deeper you get into the season, the value that you can get in return for someone like Marty Netchis or a year ago, Mikko Rantanen, it just keeps going down and down and down. So, yeah, I mean, this thing needs to get announced
It has to.
very soon.
Come on, Netchis. Iron the little things out, sign pen to paper, and we're all going to be happy because of it.
All right, Wedgwood, 26 saves, improved to 6-1-2.
Wedgie.
Colorado, as a whole, improves to 6-1-4 on the season. Have not lost in regulation at home yet this season. Okay, what is the new projected record for the Denver Broncos after winning their 5th straight? What about odds to win the division? We'll give you all those updated projections coming up next.
With so much uncertainty at the quarterback position, why haven't Coach Prime and the Buffs turned to Julian Lewis yet?
I do not think this is a well-coached football team. I don't think Deion Sanders is some great coach. I think he's a motivator, a recruiter, and I don't trust Pat Shurmur. What if it's Juju who's like, maybe don't play me because you can burn your red shirt?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out what's going on.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Happy holidays, Colorado.
Dave, come on. Isn't that a little early?
No. Who wants to wait for savings? No one. Lock in our below-market 4.75 5-year fixed 5.81 APR.
Wait, you have a 4.75% rate fixed for 5 years?
Yes, and it comes with our lowest rate for life program. Our trademark lowest rate for life program allows you to lock in savings today, and if the market does improve after you close, even as little as 0.5%, we can redo your loan with no lender fees and no appraisal fee. And there's no limit to the number of times you can use this. This is the best program in the industry. Plus, our holiday bonus, no payments until January of 26, and access up to $15,000 cash benefits just in time for the holidays. Call us now at 303-LOW-RATE. That's 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. See website for complete details. License number 392126.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Now through November 16th, new Comcast Business customers can get started with 150 megabit internet plus security for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig package. Call today. Restrictions apply. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and autopay with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-656-1551. That's 800-656-1551.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, 2-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I've made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. I have a true treadmill at home. It's the smoothest and quietest I've ever been on.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
Snow is coming and Silterhar Motors is ready, stocked up on a boatload of Broncos sports built for adventure in rain, sleet, or snow. Only at Silterhar Motors, buy a 2025 Broncos Sport for only $25,999 or lease for only $299 per month. Silterhar has the top selection with over 1,000 new and used vehicles available to choose from 5 different brands, all at one location. See their complete inventory of new and used vehicles at sthmotors.com. Silterhar Motors. Get everything you want out of a dealership.
This is Jeff for Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, where we've successfully treated thousands of men for low testosterone and helped them feel like their old selves again. Please take a moment and listen to how we help Greg.
Hi, my name is Greg. I've been a patient of Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic for over 10 years. I noticed that I was really tired. I was lethargic. I didn't sleep really well, and I was overweight. My waist was 4 inches over what it should have been. It was really difficult for me to lose the body shape I didn't like. And of course, my marriage, yes. No man in their 40s wants to have low libido in their marriage. I'm really thankful for this therapy because it just makes me feel the man I want to be, active, at home, everywhere. If you're feeling like I was, call the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today and get checked. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Thanks, Greg. It's true. Low T therapy will likely change your life. Your initial appointment is only $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Roller Auctions.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD2, playoff baseball action continues as Toronto faces LA in Game 5, starting at 7.
One of Newsweek's best regional banks and credit unions. Learn more at WistaraCU.com.
Leading off with a big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute. Woo! Happy hump day to you. 1 hour from now, we will be closer to the weekend than we are to Monday.
Let's go. Lock in.
Speaking of the weekend, guys, we would love to see you. Phil and I are hitting the road once again. This Friday, we will be doing our show live from Skippy's Bar and Grill off East Iliff Ave in Denver for Bud Light Football Friday. We'll be broadcasting live from 2 to 5:30 p.m. So stop by, say hi before you head home, take those kids out trick-or-treating. Bud Light will be giving away a pair of tickets to Broncos Raiders on Thursday, November 6th, Thursday Night Football, along with 2 Bud Light VIP tailgate passes. You have to be 21 or older to enter that contest. Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. These have been really fun, and we hope we see you on Friday. Okay, Mr. Phillip Lindsay. We've been doing this on Wednesdays throughout the football season. All right.
I love Wednesdays just because of this.
Okay, I love hearing that. Where we go and check in with the nerds. All right, the number crunchers, the pencil pushers. All right, we draw from ESPN's Football Power Index (FPI). All right, where they gather every data point known to mankind that has anything to do with the game of football. Then they put it all together, simulate the season tens of thousands of times, and it spits out all these numbers.
All right, now it needs to be kind to us now. You know, the nerds need to be kind to us because we deserve it. 6-2, looking better.
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. So when we did this exercise last week, the Broncos had a projected win total of 10.3. The new projected win total, and it did take a decent jump, is 10.8. All right? So just for round number purposes, the Broncos' new projected record is 11-6.
All right. I can get down with that. You know, 11-6 in Bo Nix's second year, you winning bigger games. Remember last year there was a lot of talk like, yeah, we're winning these games, but are we still believable? This year, I know we're still having these questions, and we're going to continue to until we can beat maybe Houston. Houston's going to be a good team, a really good defense. But with that being said, like winning 11 games this year, knowing that you're going back to the playoffs for a second straight year, you have to love that, man. Now, for me, how this defense is looking, once we get past Surtain back, hopefully the offense can turn that corner. I can see us maybe now, Zach, winning 12 games. I can see us doing that just with that momentum. That's what's happening to the Colts. The Colts, they're a better team than people were thinking. All right, none of us thought the Colts were going to be 7-1.
No.
But sometimes it's all about getting into some type of rhythm. Jonathan Taylor leading the league in rushing in almost every single category.
What an animal.
You could ask. Man, an animal. And
would he be your MVP right now if you had an MVP vote to cast?
If I had an MVP vote to cast, it's going to Jonathan Taylor because they're 7-1. He's a big reason why they're winning these games. He's having 3 touchdowns. He had 3 games in a row where he had 3 touchdowns in each of those games.
With 3 games in a row with 3 touchdowns.
Yes.
Wow. And I knew he was scoring at a crazy clip because if you wanted to bet on Jonathan Taylor to score a touchdown this past week, it was like minus 160, minus 200. Like you had to put up almost $200 to win 100 for a guy to score a touchdown.
He has 12 rushing touchdowns. I want to say 14 touchdowns altogether with catching out of the backfield and running. He has 850 yards. If he continues to run like this, he'll have 1,000 yards this next Sunday. So, like, he's doing his thing. But we know that for some odd reason, the MVP award always goes to a quarterback.
I hate this now. I hate it. I hate it. And I love that my guy Josh Allen won a year ago. But like in general, and I said this to you before, like Saquon Barkley he was the 9th 2,000-yard rusher in the history of NFL football, and he did it for a team that went like 14-2
and won a Super Bowl.
Or for 14-3, and then and obviously went and won the Super Bowl, but they cast those votes before the playoffs start. But like, dude, if you do that and you don't win the award, it's like, okay, just rename it. Same with the Heisman. It's just like
for sure. And so that leads me to think that if Jonathan Taylor doesn't get to 2,000 yards, which he could do. But if he doesn't, then how should he? Why should he win that award when Saquon didn't?
Yeah,
like you're not going to do that because it's like, well, Saquon went for 2,000 yards and yet didn't win an MVP award.
Right.
So
it could get weird like that.
It can, yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. So we're talking about the new projected win total. If you're just joining us, the Broncos' new projected win total, according to ESPN's analytical department, Football Power Index, has the Broncos basically going 11-6. Considering that they're 6-2 right now, would it be a disappointment if the team was 10-7?
Ooh.
Because that would mean. So there are 3 more games before the bye and 6 coming out of it. 6 plus 3 is 9. So right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let me
and
just
how many
double
are
check.
home games?
1, 2. So the Vegas game is home. The Kansas City game is home. Green Bay is home. Jacksonville is home, and the Chargers are home. So 5 of the 9 games left are home games.
And we've been perfect at home.
It's true. So if it would have to look like if the Broncos at this point went 10-7, that means they went 4-5 down the stretch here. Would it be now disappointing with the new information and where the Broncos are at if they went 10-7?
If this team is healthy, okay, key thing right there. If we're healthy,
which they aren't really right now,
and they end up only winning 10 games, yes, it will be a disappointment. Because now it's like, guys, you guys are healthy. You have everything that you're asking for, and yet you're losing some of these games, and some of these games at home where you know you have the advantage, where you know that, hey, you have to be able to turn the corner, and you want that momentum going into the playoffs. If you have this hot start at 6-2, and you end up only winning 10 games, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Something went wrong. That's if we're healthy. Now, if we're not healthy, it's understandable. If you have PS2, which he's going to miss at least 3 games. If something happens to our run game, let's just say J.K. Dobbins, knock on wood, what are we going to do?
God almighty, yeah.
Cortland Sutton's another one.
Yep.
What happens?
Yep.
So everything is gonna be how it's gonna be depending on the health. But if you're healthy and yet you're losing games, something's going on. And my guessing is the offense is not getting their act together again, and they're looking lackadaisical.
Yeah. Well, the new projected win total, 11-6, according to ESPN. How about their playoff odds?
Playoffs.
Now this is fun, man. This is just chicken soup for the soul here. Last week,
I'm more of a chili guy.
I love chili. My wife makes it on the Halloween every year. Put some cheese on top, some cheddar cheese, and like crunched up tortilla chips. Oh, talk to me. The playoff odds. Now, I was psyched last week because the Broncos' playoff probability went from the high 60s all the way up to 77% after they beat the New York Giants in comeback fashion. After they just beat Dallas, the Broncos' playoff odds are all the way up to 81%.
Man, you got to love it.
How cool is this, man?
I'm talking about the Denver Broncos. Even last year, like we had to wait until the last game.
Literally the last game.
To find out that we're going to the playoffs.
Yeah.
As of right now, no, things could change, but as of right now, we have an 81% chance of getting into the playoffs? Man, come on, you sign me up right now.
It's incredible. It really is. It's incredible. They have created this grooved path for themselves where, I used to hear my basketball coaches growing up, do your work early. Talking about post position.
Yeah.
You're running back on offense. Get down there and do your work early. Get yourself in good position so you're not fighting for position, 10 seconds into the possession or whatever. This is what the Broncos have done. They have fought for their position early, and they have done their work early. And now they would actually have to screw it up for things to not go according to plan. And when I say according to plan, I'm talking about, of course, being back in the NFL playoffs.
Yeah. No, man, but think about this, Zach. And I hate to look back.
Oh, God.
They could be undefeated.
I know. I know.
They literally could be undefeated if it wasn't for a couple of bullcrap calls.
Well, hold on a second. I don't think they're.
All right, what about the Colts one? Let's start with the Colts one. They're at the end.
Yeah.
That has only been penalized one time, and that was against the Denver Broncos this year. That play what they call
leverage.
The leverage call or the leverage play hasn't been called anywhere else but the Denver Broncos. Like, that changes everything because that kicker missed that field goal.
Right. It does.
So at least,
it does. But I'll say this.
At least 7-1.
The Broncos, I'll say it like this. The Broncos have been really good, but I don't like I'm on the verge of saying, like, this also isn't an undefeated team. Like, it doesn't strike me as like it doesn't feel like when we're watching these games over the last 2 months, like, it's not like, man, this team is like the best team in the entire NFL.
Yeah.
Honestly, because they won a couple games that you could argue other markets are arguing that, man, they we could have beat Denver. I think they're exactly where they should be after 8 games.
So 6-2. They needed to lose a couple times just to get that feeling of like, hey, look, guys, you got to be in close games, but we have to find a way to be smart at the end of these games and stop hurting ourselves.
Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't have signed up for 6-2 after 8?
Oh, I'm signing up right now.
Back before the first game was on September 7th. If I went to Broncos country, like in a poll or did man on the street and walked around and said, would you sign up for 6-2 after 8 games? Like, what?
Well,
of course.
Let me take that back. After all the talking Sean has done, all the pieces that they put together on paper before the season started, it was like perfect. All the media outlets out there.
Hold on, Phil.
I'm just saying, all the media
outlets. Are you
outlets,
telling me you wouldn't have taken that deal? You would have said, I'm not signing 6-2. I want to roll the dice for 7-1 or 8-0.
Is Sean taking that deal?
Yes, he would.
No, he's not.
He knows too much about the league and how tough and humbling it can be. I think Sean would have taken. Who wouldn't have taken 6-2?
But believe me, I understand. But there was a lot of hype around the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
6-2. When you look at these games after you played them, of course you're going to go back and, like I just said, and say we could be undefeated.
I mean, think about this. They had an over/under win total of 9.5, and they're 6-2. It's really incredible. And now their playoff odds, according to ESPN, are up to 81% likelihood when half of the league, or a little bit more than half the league, is sitting at home watching the playoffs. The Broncos will be putting in work. And I'm so excited for this. I'm ecstatic. I cannot wait to continue this journey with you here.
Sunday needs to hurry up. We need to add another win, another one against Houston, which is going to be a tough team, tough place to play because they're doing well.
Do you want to know the odds to win the division?
Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me.
Funky stuff.
Dun, dun, dun.
The odds that the Denver Broncos win the division, last week, it was 30%. It has only moved 2% to 32%. The Kansas City factor grows. Kansas City's odds to win the division are all the way up to 47%, despite having a worse record than the Broncos. And I will emphasize the same thing I did last week when we didn't see enough movement in this category, that they're not just doing rudimentary math when they're spitting the probability of wins and losses. They're weighing every portion of your football team. So the Chiefs, despite not having the same record and being one game back, are grading out better offensively, defensively, and on special teams, that when they gather these million data points known to man and simulate the season, it's spitting out the same projection what the odds makers are actually saying.
So tell me this, is that the only thing they're doing? Are they adding the schedule as well?
They are.
Okay.
They are.
So it's everything you just got done talking about.
Yes.
And then who the Kansas City Chiefs have played so far.
Yes, because they're literally simulating the season. So they're going week by week. And it's interesting, and I just mentioned this in passing, but the odds makers, okay, that aren't affiliated with ESPN, I'm talking about DraftKings, FanDuel, BetMGM, all these odds makers, the Chiefs are the favorite to win the AFC West despite being a game behind the Broncos. So it's the analytics are syncing up with the odds makers, And it may be syncing up with people's eye test as well when they watch Kansas City because it looks like an incredibly dangerous football team.
I mean, you look at who they played so far. It's the Chargers. They beat the Chargers. Eagles beat them, and the Eagles are still a tough team. They beat the Giants.
You're talking about KC?
I'm talking about Kansas City.
Okay.
The Ravens, the Chiefs were able to beat the Ravens, but Jacksonville was able to get the Chiefs.
Yep.
And then the Chiefs turned around and dominated the Lions. Then the Chiefs dominated the Raiders and then beat the Commanders. So they are battle tested as well. As much as people want to not want to talk about the Chiefs, you have one of the greatest play callers in Andy Reid over there that's heating up, and the best quarterback in the NFL. Let's just put it like that. The best quarterback that's playing right now is still Patrick Mahomes. Greatest player to play the game that's still playing, I should say.
Yeah, and I'm not going to give you any pushback on that. He's earned the benefit of the doubt to the nth degree over and over and over. So you know that they're coming. They've won 3 straight. They've scored 28 or more in each of those. So that's why I think you're not seeing enough movement on the advanced numbers on the Broncos' odds to win the division.
All right, so where are you at with it? You've watched the Chargers. You've watched the Kansas City Chiefs. And then, of course, we're always watching the Broncos. Are they wrong? Analytics, they can still be wrong if you think so.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is not written on tablets of stone here.
This is your eyes.
Yeah.
The eye test.
The eye test tells me that Kansas City's better than the Broncos right now. That's what it tells me. But the Broncos have been such a great matchup against Kansas City here in recent years where even the games where Kansas City win, they win tight. Now, they have to come to Denver first. If they were playing tomorrow, I'd pick the Broncos to win that game. But Kansas City also has a team in between their Broncos week. They go to this rowdy place in Western New York to play Josh Allen and the Bills this week. All right? And I don't think very highly of the Bills right now. I don't care what their record is. Yeah, that's going to be 225 on CBS in the afternoon there, and the Broncos play early. So that'll be a fun matchup for the casual NFL fan here in Colorado or the Mountain Time Zone or whatever, or around the country, depending on where your team is slotted at time-wise, to be able to watch KC and the Bills. The Bills have beaten Kansas City 4 straight years in the regular season. 4 straight years. They
need to switch it up. Let KC beat them now so that, well, now you're going to say that because it's going to be the Denver Broncos time. But it's just different for Kansas City, but they're heating up. But the Bills, and I know you follow them a little closer than me, but man, it's still Josh Allen. It's still the Buffalo Bills. They still have a run game, and they're gonna heat up. It is what it is. And so we all have to be ready. We all have to be ready. The Denver Broncos are gonna have to be ready to play the Chiefs. And if you want to win a Super Bowl, you're gonna have to get through Buffalo.
How about this 3-game sequence for KC? This week at Buffalo. Next week at Denver. Really, that's 2 weeks from now. They have a bye in between, which I actually don't like because Andy Reid's one of the greatest coaches of all time coming off a bye. That's what the numbers say. But the 3-game sequence for KC, at Buffalo, at Denver, home against the Colts. How about that? 3 games in a row.
That's tough.
At Buffalo, at Denver, home against the Colts. I mean, that is going to be tough sledding for Kansas City. But so that's where we stand. Where do the Chargers stand? Their odds to win the division, I was told that it was wrapped up in September by Phil and Stoke.
Oh, look at you.
Phil and Stoke, and it was over.
Let's calm down. They're getting healthy now.
It was curtains for everyone else. The Chargers bringing it up the rear, a 22% likelihood to win the division, the AFC West. So the Chiefs, number 1 most likely at 47%. Broncos, second most likely at 30%. The Chargers, third most likely at 22%. That lines up.
Kicking hardball right in the grown man parts, huh, Zach?
Yep. So yeah, that syncs up with the odds, by the way, as well. The odds to be playing on divisional weekend, and this is just what a healthy number. Goodness gracious. The odds that the Broncos are playing on divisional weekend, according to ESPN's Football Power Index, 44% to be a part of divisional weekend.
Come on.
That is really, really healthy.
Road to the Super Bowl, baby.
Yeah, and then let's just keep going. Odds that the Broncos win on divisional weekend and are playing in the AFC Championship game, it's 21%. Odds that the Broncos win that game and play in the Super Bowl, 9.7%. Almost 10% likelihood the Broncos are playing in the biggest game in all of American sports.
Now, this has been the highest, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. 9.7%. So 10% chance of making it to the Super Bowl.
Pretty much.
Man.
Odds that they win the Super Bowl, 4.6%. We round up with our math, so right around 5% likelihood to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, my math, I'm going to round up to 6%.
That makes sense. Yes, that makes sense. What
That's
about
good,
same
man.
question for you about the division?
Yeah.
Chiefs, Broncos, Chargers.
So for the Chargers, I've never believed in the Chargers. Of course, I thought, like, hey, they had a
Never believed in them.
3-0 start, Zach.
Interesting.
They had a 3-0 start, man.
I remember September.
They beat the
but
Chargers. I mean, they beat the Chiefs. They beat the Raiders. They beat the Broncos. I mean,
yeah. And what did I say? What did I say?
Well, hold on now.
To you and everyone else with that opinion.
There's context to it.
Well, I was using context to why I was telling you guys you're crazy, because the Chargers have shown a propensity to fall apart, and the Broncos under Sean Payton have shown a propensity to start slow and come on strong.
But see, the thing is, it's not about them falling apart.
Just take your medicine.
As it is, it's just they've been banged up.
They have
They're
been.
starting
They have
to
been.
get healthy.
But guess what, Phil? They're the Chargers. They're always banged
No,
up.
Chargers are going to charge, for sure. But when you go and you have an opportunity right in front of you to have 3 division games and you beat all 3 of them,
Yeah.
it's kind of like, man, it's right there for you.
Yeah.
Now, of course, I should have known better. It's the NFL. It's a long season. Things are going to happen.
Yeah.
And Sean does get better as the season goes on. But I mean, hey, don't take the victory lap just yet.
No, I'm not taking. No,
Yo, we gotta see. We
I'm
gotta
not-
see what the
no,
Denver Broncos look like against Houston.
No. The victory lap has nothing to do with the Broncos. It has to do with the Chargers.
Oh, okay.
And it was if it was a 3-game season, you guys would all be mad scientists. Well, who would you pick
division.
right now?
I went back and forth on this, man, and somebody had to say, "You're a homer," but I'm taking the Broncos.
It's fair.
I'm taking the Broncos just because, one, when the Denver Broncos have played the Kansas City Chiefs, they play them tough, they play them tight, and honestly should have beat them twice. We know about the JV one at the end of the year, Kansas City not playing their guys.
38-0.
But when they did play their guys in Arrowhead,
Mm-hmm.
Bo Nix set us up for success, set the Denver Broncos up for success. It was Alex Forsythe. I'm sorry I have to put you on the spot, but it's the truth. That gets ran over, the field goal gets blocked, or the field goal gets blocked. You lose that game because of that. So Sean's not scared of the Chiefs. Never has been. He's the first coach to beat the Chiefs in a long time, right? Was it over 12 years? Something like that?
Not 12 years, but I think it was 12 games.
12 games.
I mean, it was definitely over.
Felt like 12 years.
Yeah, no, honestly, it was years. I mean, it was years and years.
It was years. And Sean, just like for him, he does not care. He does not care about the Kansas City Chiefs. He does not care about Andy Reid. We know that. He's going to have a great game plan. Bo Nix is another one that doesn't care. He's a guy that's ready for these moments, as we see now with the Philadelphia Eagle game and the Giants game. When it matters the most, he has come up big. So with that being said, I have all faith in the Denver Broncos to beat the Chiefs and win this division. They're 6-2. Their defense is doing well. We got to get Pat Surtain back. Offense seems to be turning that corner. We have a run game now.
Yep.
Can we get the tight end going a little bit more? I think we can. Cortland Sutton is having a hell of a year so far. Bo Nix looked a lot comfortable against the Cowboys, and there's context to it, but you need to start somewhere. So I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos.
So you don't sound crazy. You're picking the team that's in first place.
Yeah.
But I will tell you this. It is not too early. Through the lens of this conversation, talking about the division, the AFC West, it is not too early to start scoreboard watching. It's not, because the Chiefs have the Cowboys left on the schedule against that Chiefs offense, which is waking up.
Yeah.
That's going to be a long day for Dallas. They still have the Titans on the schedule.
Ooh.
So here's what Broncos country should be rooting for, and I feel great synergy saying this. We all need to be pulling for the Buffalo Bills on Sunday afternoon. I'm being dead serious. Okay. We all unite. Hear me. Trust me. We all need to unite and cheer for the Bills on Sunday afternoon.
It's not going to go over well, man.
Because if the Broncos can win in Houston and Kansas City loses at Buffalo, you'll have a 2-game lead going into the home stretch of the season. I mean, that can't be understated. And knowing that they have the Colts the weekend after that, I mean, there's an opportunity to actually put a couple games in between Denver and Kansas City.
So of course, we always want Kansas City to lose, but you want the Bills to beat them. You want the Colts to beat them. Then you look up, and now they're going into the game against us, against Denver,
which kind of counts like 2 games almost.
Yeah, that is true. You're going up against Denver, and if you lost those 2 games, the Colts and the Bills, I mean, that's tough. That's tough. And for Denver, hopefully you do beat Houston. Hopefully you do. After Houston, you play the Raiders at home. All right, we're strong at home. Hopefully we can handle business with the Raiders and don't get banged up. And now you're going to Kansas City feeling good, man. I know it sounds good. And it sounds like it's like a dream.
No,
but
it's not. It's not. Like, we're living this in real time. This is incredibly, incredibly exciting.
The Denver Broncos could be, if they handle business these next 2 weeks, 8-2 going into the Kansas City Chiefs game.
Yeah.
8-2.
And if the playoffs started right now, Dante, go ahead and say what you just said into my ear.
I was looking at the ESPN analytics, and the Chiefs are favorites in every game they have left.
Doesn't shock me at all. Doesn't shock me at all. That team right now, offensively and defensively, like if I'm like making a Super Bowl pick right now, I would pick Kansas City. Based on,
would you?
Yeah, I would. Because Buffalo is going to get beat. Whether it comes in the wild card, the divisional, Buffalo is going to get beat. All right? Baltimore may not even be in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's crazy to think.
Indianapolis is trying to grow facial hair, right? That's like a young operation.
Isn't that the same with Denver? Well, they're older. They're older, but they in Denver. I'm talking about just like I'm not telling you what I hope is going to happen, but if I were to bet on something, like I would bet on the team that's been in the Super Bowl for the last half decade over and over and over again. Three times in a row.
With the league's best quarterback and maybe the greatest, a top 3 greatest coach of all time.
Do you really want to bet against that, like right now?
I think they're the favorite to win the Super Bowl right now, Kansas City, despite being 5-3. But there's a reason they play the games. And this could be a year where it is a little bit wide open, where some of the bullies aren't bullying. And a team like Denver, dude, if the playoffs started right now, you know what the matchup would be?
What we got?
If the playoffs started today, the Colts are the number 1 seed. Kansas City would be going to New England in the 7-2 matchup. The Bills would be traveling to Pittsburgh. And the Chargers would be coming to Denver. And it'd be the first home playoff game in a decade for these Broncos.
Ooh, the Chargers in Denver. I love that matchup. One, of course, it's a home game, and we've been perfect at home. 2, it's the Chargers, and the Chargers are going to charge. At some point, we're going to get our get back. It's going to be the last game of the year, and then we would have to see them in the playoffs in this scenario. I love our chances. Sean kind of game planning things. You have Bo Nix ready to take that next step. The defense that's going to be firing on all cylinders. Hopefully PS2 would be available for us. Like, man, that right there sounds good. I like our chances in that one.
Sounds real good. All right, a little bit of NFL history was made today. Also, what did you think about Deion Sanders' comments yesterday? We'll react to him coming up next.
The Fan Flyaway is back, presented by 303 Law 4040. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. To kick off 2026, Denver Sports 1043 The Fan is sending you to Phoenix for the biggest party in golf. Airfare, hotel tickets, and $500 in spending money, all included. Head to thefanflyaway.com to register. That's thefanflyaway.com. Denver Sports 1043 The Fan.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
the zone, AutoZone.
Charlie's battery is struggling to start. Not ideal before the tailgate, so he goes to AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone,
where a friendly AutoZoner tests his battery for free. Looks like he needs a new one, so he gets the Duralast battery.
Have fun and stay warm.
And he makes it to the tailgate early enough to get his favorite spot. Free battery testing and charging. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
I should have had Done Right do it. Don't be that person that says this after ordering your remodeling project. Hi folks, Dan Cicchini, owner of Done Right Kitchens and Baths, Windows and Doors. Simply put, we make people happy by being particular, just like you. 800-362-8370.
How good does it feel to let go of 82 pounds in just 16 weeks?
And I feel free.
Soda Weight Loss is the #1 weight loss company in America for client satisfaction and results.
In 16 weeks, I lost 82 pounds because I had learned how to eat smarter. And that's what soda does. They don't just help you lose weight fast, they help you keep it off with habits that last a lifetime.
No hunger, no shots, no guesswork.
You probably saved my life. I mean, I was 30 pounds overweight. I went on soda, and now I'm healthy, and I just got off my blood pressure medicine and my cholesterol medicine, and that is amazing to me.
With Soda Weight Loss, you get real support to help you let go of the weight for good. And now it's easier than ever. Join Soda Weight Loss now, and your partner joins for free. Visit sodaweightloss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com.
Soda is, say it with me, state of the art.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. I think I'm some kind of football prophet.
Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, Mr. C, it's me. Well, I just picked up the ring. I actually went to Hellsberg. Thanks for that recommendation. Kate's gonna love that hers is from the same jeweler you got Mrs. C's ring from. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. They even knew your family by name, and the ring looks great. Anyways, I just couldn't wait to let you guys know. Call me back and wish me luck.
Hellsberg, designed with care and craft since 1915. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Dan Jacobs with Jacobs Law on 303 Law 4040. Just got a great result for a client. Sam had another attorney who couldn't get her more than $20,000, so we took over the case and just settled it for $85,000. Another client, Travis, is like a lot of people. He likes doing business with a handshake in his word, not looking to sue anyone, but when the insurance company was playing hardball and refusing to even pay his medical bills, he called 303 Law 4040 and said, Dan, I hate to bug you, but they just aren't being fair. We took over the case, told the insurance company we would see them at trial, and they immediately more than quadrupled their offer, which was just fine in Travis's book. The insurance companies don't play fair. They aren't going to do the right thing out of the goodness of their hearts, so you don't ever have to feel guilty when calling 303 Law 4040. If you've been injured, we'll make them pay what's fair. And as always, you always talk directly with me or my lovely wife, Kimberly. So save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040. That's 303 Law 4040.
What if you could delay your next 2 mortgage payments? That's right. Imagine putting those 2 payments in your pocket and finally getting a little breathing room ahead of the holidays. It's possible when you call American Financing today. If you're feeling stretched by everyday expenses, groceries, gas, bills piling up, you're not alone. Most Americans are putting these expenses on credit cards, and credit card rates are insane in the 20s or even 30s. American Financing can show you how to use your home's equity to pay off that debt with rates in the low 5s. Their salary-based mortgage consultants are helping homeowners just like you restructure their loans and save money every month, all without upfront fees. Their customers are saving an average of $800 a month. That's like a $10,000 raise without having to change jobs. Call American Financing before it's too late at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. APR for rates in the 5s start at 6.196% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD2, playoff baseball action continues as Toronto faces LA in Game 5, starting at 7.
One of Newsweek's best regional banks and credit unions. Learn more at WistaraCU.com.
Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, the Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on The Drive.
All right, let's come off the top rope with it. All righty. So, Deion Sanders. This is classic, man. Classic.
Go, Deion. Let's go. What you got for me?
Classic Deion Sanders yesterday during the press conference asked if teams, fan bases are too impatient in today's era. And this is what Deion said.
I think that these schools and fan bases have lost the sense of patience in the process of building something.
Well, there's no one patience in this world. How do we exude patience when we could call up right now and get a pizza delivered right here? That you could call and get a ride waiting outside for you. Everything is expeditious in this country. Everyone wants the quick fix, the quick things. You got mail order brides too, right? You get married, right away. You could get a BBL. You could come in here flat as I don't know what, and leave thick as a Snicker. So this is a different country that we live in, man. Ain't nobody got no patience no more. I understand that, and I don't either. I don't have patience as well. I want things done right now because I'm used to getting up there working, putting in the work, and you want that result from the work you put in. It don't oftentimes work like that. That's a great question. I appreciate that.
So, okay. Wow, is there a lot there? Using a BBL, for those who don't know, is a Brazilian butt lift. All right? It's basically plastic surgery for your cheeks, okay? And they've become popular.
We were talking about it. You said maybe you were going to get one.
No. I just need to keep on eating these steak and cheeses. It's going to happen naturally. But yeah, for like a girl who wants to improve her shape, and I can't believe this is real, but it is. And I'm not I'm not saying it's wrong if someone wants to do that. As long as you can do whatever you want with your body.
Enhance your body, I guess.
But Deion, see, now I'm going to say this, and I know he circled back at the end and is like, I'm not patient either. But just like I said yesterday, Myles Garrett, you don't get to say you would trade in 5 sacks to be on a winning team because you had an opportunity to leave Cleveland and you took the money to continue to be a part of that inept organization. And you're basically going to be Joe Thomas on defense for the Browns. And you'll be in their Ring of Fame. You'll go to the Hall of Fame. But you'll never know. But you chose that. You also, for Deion, you can't talk about patience and everyone wants everything now. When you branded yourself, you were Mr. Louis Luggage. You were the portal king. You cannot and say, I appreciate that question. So I'm like, come on. No. You can't do the patient route.
But he said he's not patient.
I know. He circled back and tried to emphasize that. But there's a reason he loved that question because he wants to be shown patience. But he set the standard of, no, this is an add water and stir. We are good, but it hasn't aged like that.
Look, Zach, you just wanted to get that out. You just wanted to get that off your chest. My man circled. The reason why he circled back is because he knows he's impatient. We all are. We want it now. Don't care how. I want it now. I'm that way too. When I get home, if my wife is cooking dinner, I want it now. Now I won't tell her that. That's. But in my head, I'm like, damn, babe, the dinner's not ready yet.
Wow.
Don't listen. Wow. And she does a great job.
Of course.
Let me circle back like Deion. Let me circle back. Like, we all want now.
Oh, my gosh.
But yeah, man, Coach Prime, like, you're in the league, a performance-based business.
Yep.
You have to put up the wins. It can't look like you did against the Utes. That can't happen. If you lose, you got to lose by a field goal or something happening. But if you get blown out like you did, that's embarrassing. And now you're going to have a bunch of people, not just here in Colorado, in state, but around the country talking about you.
Yeah. All right, next in the 3 count.
1, 2.
Don't get in trouble here.
I know.
Don't get in trouble.
I had to circle back.
Do you see Aiden Hutchinson?
Yes.
My goodness. Signed a 4-year, $180 million contract extension. But the story here is that 141 of the 180 is fully guaranteed. these football contracts for the right players are starting to feel like basketball contracts. Not in terms of the money, overall total money, because they're signing $300 million deals in the NBA, but in terms of the guarantees, we've never seen anything like this. It's the most for a non-quarterback in NFL history.
And you know what? You know who his agent is? Mike McCarthy.
Oh, yes.
And I was, what's funny about this? The funny story is I was calling Mike just to check in. I like to talk to Mike, and he's always been good to me. And he's like, hey, Phil, let me call you back. I'm in a heated discussion. My guessing is with this contract.
Love it.
And he never got back to me. He texted me and said, we'll have to catch up because of this, some stuff going on.
Yeah.
And they got it done. And so my guess is that heated discussion was about this guaranteed money. And it always is. It's always about trying to figure out how you can take advantage of the team, but also you're looking around the league and say, okay, well, TJ Watt's right here, and Micah Parsons just got paid. Yeah, he may not be better than Micah Parsons, but he's right there and he's younger. So you come up with this, and great job for Mike and Aiden Hutchinson because he's the one that did all the work.
Well, good for your agent. And I don't know what 3% of 141 is, but that is a
celebrating
slice of pie right there. Who would you rather have, fantasy football, Micah Parsons or Aiden Hutchinson?
Ooh. I'm going to go Micah Parsons still. With Aiden Hutchinson, although he's doing well, he had that severe injury, man, and he still hasn't got back to his full potential, which is scary. But for Micah Parsons, you know what you're going to get out of him. He's been there a little bit longer. So give me Micah Parsons. Who are you going with?
Ooh,
They're both.
Yeah, God almighty.
And deserve the money that they got.
I think Parsons, too. Probably just because he hasn't had that serious, major injury. Yeah. That's probably the tiebreaker. But two just excellent studs in the NFL there. All right, we are going to kick out of the last slap of the mat on the 3 count today. Tonight is the next chapter for the Nuggets, and there's NBA history on the line. Details next.
Has a young Broncos playmaker earned a larger role on offense?
You found a big-time contributor moving forward in Pat Bryant because he got his opportunities to block and he crushed people in that part of the game. And then how'd they reward him? They reward him with a deep shot where he caught a touchdown.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
CU fans, keep your fix going with Denver Sports CU Football Post-Game Recap. Available every home game exclusively on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Presented by Corwin Toyota Boulder. Family driven for over 100 years.
Hey guys, it's Zach By here for 5280 Exteriors. Right now, they've got a great deal on windows, so take advantage before the snow starts falling. Order your windows in October, finance your project with them, and you won't pay anything until November of 2027. Be warm during the holidays. Don't wait to upgrade your home. Order windows or siding from 5280 Exteriors before the cold weather arrives. Call 5280 Exteriors now and see how low your monthly payment can go. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Halloween's here. Costumes, candy, and maybe a few scares. But nothing scarier than being ghosted by your insurance company after an accident. At Postman Law, we've delivered over $3 billion to our clients, and we make it simple. Speed, ease, results. With free case evaluations and no fee unless we win, you're never left in the dark. Call 844-POSTMAN or visit postmanlaw.com. Others promise. Postman delivers. This is attorney advertising.
More than a few of our patients have talked to me about their first time, but it's not the first time you're probably thinking about. It's the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined the moment. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. And if you're over 50, it's likely you've had that first time yourself. But the good news is that if you're like most men, that first time can be the last time that ED impacts your sex life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men using protocols with success rates well over 90%. And those treatments have, in most cases, made sex great again for both them and their partners. You could even find that you're performing like you haven't in years. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens the last time that happens. For just $99, you'll receive blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, 2-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. I have a true treadmill at home. It's the smoothest and quietest I've ever been on.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
Hey, it's Mike Evans with Todd Whalen from Advanced Tax Solutions. Well, Todd, with the IRS away during this government shutdown, awesome opportunity for people to take care of their IRS problems.
Yeah, I know it's a little bit counterintuitive, but if you think about it, there's nobody trying to get a solution right now. So if you're thinking like an offer and compromise, now's the time to get it done. If you wait until the hordes show back up and the IRS is super aggressive, you've waited too long. If you owe the IRS money, this is the perfect time to submit an offer and compromise. It won't get better than this. It really does seem like, wow, hey, who cares? IRS isn't even sending notices. But if you don't want to be at the back of the line, because they are going to open again, and they're going to be aggressive. They need money. So now's the time. Get to the front of the line and get a solution while it's friendly. Don't wait for the fire. Do it now.
With more than 30 years of fighting and winning against the IRS, this is the guy you want in your corner. Todd Whalen, Advanced Tax Solutions. Give them a call today, 303-753-6040.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by TradeGen Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors.
Stay up to date on the Broncos and the latest news from around the league with our NFL insider James Palmer, exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Mondays on The Rundown with Richie Carney, Tuesday afternoons on The Drive, and Friday mornings on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, all season long. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. Denver Sports.
Mountain play.
It's the 1962 San Francisco Warriors and these Denver Nuggets who, for the first 3 games of the season, scored 127 points or more. There's no other team like this, and they're scoring at such a rate. I can't believe they're scoring at this rate right out of the gate with this many new players that they're trying to integrate.
No kidding. But it all comes down to one guy. I believe in this Jamal Murray with the fast start. Of course, it's the depth. Of course, it's Tim Hardaway Jr., Valanciunas doing his part. Everybody has to do their part. But when you have the second best player on your team showing up, where you have 25, 23, and 43 points already in the first 3 games,
yeah,
you can't have a faster start than that.
Nope. It's super encouraging.
We're talking about Jamal Murray.
And refreshing and all that. The most triple-doubles that has ever happened to start a season is 4. and that was Oscar Robertson. Do we know if that was Russell Westbrook as well? I think it was both of them.
Yeah, it was.
Yes, Westbrook and Oscar. Westbrook in 2020, Oscar Robertson in 1961. Okay? So tonight, if Jokic goes out and he's 3 for 3, if he goes out and has a 4th straight triple-double, which I would bet he is going to.
Yeah, I put my money on it.
Yeah, betting on a Jokic triple-double right now is like betting on a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. Like, probably just going to happen.
And then it's who we're playing. You know,
Yes.
when you look at it too, like
Yes.
there's context to it, who we're playing, who may not be playing in this game, where it's like when you're matching up against Jokic for the rebounds, for the assists, I'm going to put my money on Jokic to get that 4th triple-double.
Yeah. Pelicans aren't good. All right. Nuggets are at home. Pelicans are 0-3, but there's even context to that. So they played with Zion Williamson through the first 2 games. They did not in the most recent game against the Boston Celtics, which they were playing at home in New Orleans. Dude, they lost 122-90 without Zion. 122-90. So
we know they're young. We know they got some young players and stuff, and of course, like even like with Zion not being there, that's a huge void or hole to fill.
Yeah, massive. So because through the first 2 games, he was averaging 27 points. So now, like their top scorers are going to be like Jordan Poole, Trey Murphy, Sadiq Bey maybe from Villanova, guys like that. Herb Jones, who I like, but they should be in a world of hurt tonight. The spread on the game is 12.5 right now. I think I saw it at 13 earlier today.
I'm hitting the over. I don't bet, but if I did, I'm hitting the over. Like what we've been doing so far, the Nuggets we're talking about,
yeah,
and how they've been averaging the amount of points, the scores that we have on this team, Jokic getting to that triple-double, which is going to happen, Jamal that's having this fast start, like Cam Johnson, do we know if he's playing or not?
We don't know that right now. I haven't seen that. Okay. He's dealing with the shoulder. I would say just don't expect to see him
next
tonight.
Man up. Tim Hardaway Jr., maybe you'll see Julian Strother. I mean, this can get ugly for the Pelicans, and it needs to, so that we can get more chemistry from the bench. Like, this is a time for them to go out there and get their points, and Julian Strother to maybe get into the game this time. Yeah,
and more context, they're not just missing Zion, they're also missing Kevon Looney as well, their starting center. So, should be a beatdown. If Cam Johnson doesn't play, who do you think gets the start?
Ooh. What you got?
And
what's the options?
I think that the 2 most likely options would be Peyton Watson or Bruce Brown.
Okay, Peyton Watson or Bruce Brown. Why those 2?
Well,
could you place Tim Hardaway Jr. in there?
Yeah,
if you wanted to. I know that the lineup would look different, probably a little smaller, but could you do that?
Yeah.
Reward him for what he did with the 20 points?
You could. I guess I shouldn't just limit it to those 2. Watson finished the game the other night. Bruce Brown has been around these parts and knows what it's like to play with this group. So that's why I put those guys in there. Dante, you got something there?
Yeah, I was going to say that Tim Hardaway feels a little more 1-for-1 in terms of what their skill set is and what they're going to do out there.
Yeah. Both move without the ball, come off screens, pin downs, both shoot it, hypothetically well, although Cam Johnson hasn't to start, just 22% from 3 so far through 3 games with Cam Johnson.
Well, if you put me up against the wall and said I had to pick between Peyton Watson or Brucey B, I'm going with Brucey B. When it comes to just defensively, him being there, an older guy, a vet, you reward him in that way. And just like you said earlier, like him being back there with Jokic, familiar with him. And don't get me wrong, Peyton Watson, he deserves to have. He had a great game.
He did
the other night. But Brucey B just brings all around. You're going to get more scoring out of him than Peyton Watson.
Scoring-wise, you might be right. I would go with Watson.
All right.
I would go with Watson because tonight is a game. Here's why I would go with Watson, because tonight is a game where you actually have the luxury to be a little bit experimental. I think I know what I'm getting from Bruce Brown. I hope that's true.
Oh, you pulling a Sean Payton right now, huh?
In terms of Peyton Watson, like, if he can really get it going here, I mean, he just represents something different. He represents a layer of athleticism that is a bit lacking with this team. You asked me that in the preseason before they played. I said, if there's one thing that gives you concern, I said, well, Adelman's inexperienced, and they don't really have plus NBA athletes. Peyton Watson is. And I would like to see him play alongside Jokic and be put in a position like that. So I personally go to Watson. I don't think there's a wrong answer, though.
They're all going to touch that court.
Yep.
You know, at some point. But even with Payton Watson, like I'm looking at him a little bit closer than others because he didn't get that contract.
Right.
How are you going to respond to this in an 82-game season? And right now he's doing well, especially at home. You know, you get the home crowd behind your back.
Yep.
It's one of those things, and he wants to get paid. So he's going to be hungry, but he's also seeming to kind of gel and be smarter just with what he's doing, even with the ball. I know it's early, but I'm with you, actually. Like, as much as, like, Brucey B to me makes a lot of sense, put Payton Watson out there, rewarding him, letting him go to work. Jokic is going to feed him. Like, that would be fun to watch.
Yep, I can't wait for this game tonight. It'll be a 7 o'clock tip. I'll be watching it on delay as I'll be at, can't believe this, Grandview High School for a mandatory parent meeting before basketball season. 7:30 on a Wednesday night. God almighty. All right. He's a Broncos wild card, a bit unpredictable, but coming off his best game yet. Is this the spark Denver's offense has been waiting for? We'll talk about this mystery Bronco next.
The Fan Flyaway is back, presented by 303 Law 4040. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. To kick off 2026, Denver Sports 1043 The Fan is sending you to Phoenix for the biggest party in golf. Airfare, hotel tickets, and $500 in spending money, all included. Head to thefanflyaway.com to register. That's thefanflyaway.com. Denver Sports 1043. The Fan.
Cake Mortgage Corp. Equal Housing Lender. NMLS number 1734623. Licensed in Colorado by the Division of Real Estate. Terms and conditions apply. Are your bills keeping you up at night? Imagine using your home equity for a financial reset that helps you to finally get ahead again. At Cake Mortgage, we get it. Life's expensive. Insurance, groceries, and high-interest credit card debt. That's why we created the Cake Fast Cash Home Equity Program. Turn your home into your ATM without touching your existing mortgage rate. Cake Fast Cash is fast. Many clients close in 2 weeks, so call Cake today and pay down high-interest cards, free up cash, or fund home upgrades, and you only pay for what you use. Cake Mortgage. Your fresh-baked fast cash loan is ready to enjoy. Call 720-850-0012. That's 720-850-0012. Or visit cakehome.com.
Advent Health is Littleton's home for highly specialized, life-changing heart care. From preventive screenings to personalized treatment options, it's heartfelt care from expert hands. The Advent Health Heart and Vascular Institute is now open, ready to provide wholehearted care for your whole health.
Looking to sell your used Rolex watch? We buy and sell pre-owned Rolex watches, all styles from old to new. Hi, I'm Scott Matthew with Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry. Bring in your Rolex watch and we will buy it on the spot. Matthews, located in Highlands Ranch, serving Colorado since 1951.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Now through November 16th, new Comcast Business customers can get started with 150 megabit internet plus security for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig package. Call today. Restrictions apply. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and auto-pay with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
Don't miss Colorado football's 2 remaining home games of the 2025 season. Celebrate homecoming with the Buffaloes as CU faces the Arizona Wildcats on Saturday, November 1st. Then lock in your seats for Senior Day against the reigning Big 12 champs, Arizona State, on November 22nd. Great seats are still available at beautiful Folsom Field. Visit cubus.com/tickets or call 303-492-8282 and be there as Ralphie 7 leads the charge for your Colorado Buffaloes.
How good does it feel to let go of 82 pounds in just 16 weeks? And I feel free. So do Soda Weight Loss is the #1 weight loss company in America for client satisfaction and results.
In 16 weeks, I lost 82 pounds because I had learned how to eat smarter. And that's what soda does. They don't just help you lose weight fast, they help you keep it off with habits that last a lifetime.
No hunger, no shots, no guesswork.
You probably saved my life. I mean, I was 30 pounds overweight. I went on soda, and now I'm healthy, and I just got off my blood pressure medicine and my cholesterol medicine, and that is amazing to me.
With Soda Weight Loss, you get real support to help you let go of the weight for good. And now it's easier than ever. Join Soda Weight Loss now, and your partner joins for free. Visit sodaweightloss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com.
Soda is, say it with me, state of the art.
A girl in Kenya dreams of becoming a doctor. An elder in Guatemala dreams of being part of a community. Reach out and change their world, and it will change your own. Unbound.org.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD2, playoff baseball action continues as Toronto faces LA in Game 5, starting at 7.
One of Newsweek's best regional banks and credit unions. Learn more at wistaracu.com.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
He may be a bit of a Broncos wild card. Unpredictable. Maybe, better phrasing than wild card, but he's coming off his best game yet. Is this the spark that Denver's been waiting for? Troy Franklin coming off his best game of the season. 89 receiving yards, not one, but 2 touchdowns in maybe the best game that Troy Franklin has played for the Broncos?
Oh, hands down, the best game, the most consistent game. Other than the preseason game, we could talk about where Troy Franklin went crazy against the Cardinals. I'm just putting it out there. It was good to see that. But in the regular season game, yes, Zach, Troy Franklin dominated against the Dallas Cowboys, but it seemed like a preseason game. Although Dallas was missing a bunch of guys as practice squad players.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter. That's their problem, not ours. That's what I always say. For Troy Franklin moving forward, can you be this guy? It doesn't have to be 89 yards, 8 targets. All right, you brought in 6 of them. You don't have to always be that guy, but the separation, the explosive plays, holding on to the football, holding on to the football and making sure that when you catch the ball, you hold on to the football on top of that too. So it's just all around just being consistent. Who do you want to be known as? Every time that you step foot on that football field, every Sunday, can they count and rely on you? That's what you want to get to. You want to be like Courtland Sutton, Mr. Reliable. You know what you're getting out of Courtland when he gets involved. He's going to catch his balls. Hopefully he breaks a couple off. You know that you're going to get him involved all the time because he is a guy that's going to always be open. And when you talk about a guy that's going to be open, when you tell him to run a 15-yard route, he's running a 15-yard route.
Right.
Can Troy Franklin do that every single game? That's going to be the question moving forward.
Well, he had as many touchdowns on Sunday against Dallas that he had accumulated in the season up to that point. He had the 1 touchdown in Indianapolis in that 29-28 loss when he went for 89 yards and 1 touchdown. He had that 42-yard play that was awesome.
Scramble drill.
Yep, exactly. And then he had a touchdown in the Giants game. So 3 of his 4 touchdowns on the season have come in the last 5 quarters. And if you remember, and I know you do, the month leading up to the Giants game had been kind of frustrating for Troy Franklin, where we did see the drops or the ball punched out, which counts just like a drop. A really good start to the season, a period of about 4 or 5 weeks. Now, it's not like he didn't make any plays during that time, but the consistency just wasn't there. And now he's had his best game. It's like, okay, what does this next act look like after playing your best game as a Denver Bronco? And I can't wait to find out.
Yeah, it's there for it. Right, for Troy Franklin, this is who you can be. And the reason why I say that is, Zach, we talked about Troy Franklin every single day during camp.
It's true.
He was always making a play. He was so consistent in camp that I'm like, hey, this is our receiver too, no doubt about it. You know, people are saying Vele, the reason why they got rid of Vele was one, Pat Bryant, and then, of course, Troy Franklin doing what he's doing with his speed and being able to get the separation. But then when Troy got in some of these games, it's like, where are you at when you need him? That's where it's like you got to be consistent. You got to stay reliable. Always be a guy that you can count on, and Troy needs to get to that part, and that part of his game. My question to you is, Zach, now that you see what Troy Franklin's doing, maybe now you're going to start to see more consistent Troy Franklin. Do you still think that because there's trade rumors out there that Denver may be wanting a receiver?
Yeah.
Would you want a receiver, or do you want to stick with what you see with Troy Franklin and Pat Bryant?
Oh, man.
Plus a little dose of, Marvin Mims, the baby joker.
Yeah. Super fair question. Much like the RJ Harvey conversation yesterday, I don't want to forget the previous 6 games that led up to this past week, and then it's just like you have a game that's like the Etch-a-Sketch, and you shake it, and everything previous to that is all gone. It's like, no, it never happened. Yeah, because Troy is still a work in progress. Like, he is a second-year player. But at the same time, if I said to you in August, if I said, hey, would you take 760 yards and 8 touchdowns for Troy Franklin in year number 2?
Yes, Zach. That's a receiver 2 number right there. Over 700 yards?
I'd be saying the same thing. Like, where do I sign? That's what he's on pace for. But there's in between. There's the reliability issues that are like sometimes can be maddening. So if he drops a ball on Sunday, and I don't know what number of drop it'll be for him on the year, whether it's 3 or 4 or whatever officially, you won't be able to say like, hey, I didn't see that coming, or this is new. Like you can't say that stuff with Troy. So I'm really encouraged and hopeful about the direction that his career is going here in Denver, and he's coming off his best game. But at the same time, I would not let Troy Franklin and what we know about him through a season and 8 games dictate what I do or didn't do at the trade deadline with a wide receiver. I wouldn't let him block it. Like, if you think that you're going to go and compete for a Super Bowl and you think you might need another reliable pass catcher, I wouldn't let Troy Franklin's game against Dallas in the worst defense in the NFL be the compass for that decision making.
And I'm with you. And usually I like to have arguments with you and have some pushback. But as of right now with Troy, it's the consistency part. We haven't seen it enough. And also, it's like there's context to it. You played against Dallas. Dallas didn't have their cornerbacks in there. They had one starting cornerback. The rest were practice squad players. You should make them look stupid if you're good in this league. Now, what do you look like against Houston? And what do you look like against Kansas City and the Raiders? You have to be consistent. Every game has to be the same version of yourself, right? Yeah. This has to be the same version of you and what we know we're going to get out of you every single game. And that just takes time. But if you feel like you have a chance to win a Super Bowl, which I feel like all of us are starting to get on board with now, of course, Sean already called his shot. You may still want to add a vet, an extra presence that can be reliable, that can teach Troy Franklin, Pat Bryant. You can even put Marvin Mims in there to go with Cortland Sutton and just have more weapons. The more the merrier. And also the competition rises when you do that.
Sure.
So for Troy, it's like, okay, you guys are saying that you can't trust me enough, that we need somebody else to go in there. I will show you. And now all of a sudden, everybody's playing at a higher level, and that's what you want to see. And now for Bo, it's like, oh, I got all kind of receivers that are getting open. I got to get everybody involved. And now this is when we can lay this to rest of Bo Nix being a franchise quarterback, is when he has these weapons and he's able to accomplish what he needs to do and succeed, but also everybody is doing their part. So for Troy, like, I can't wait for him to continue to grow, but I'm with you. We still need another weapon on the outside to help Cortland Sutton take pressure off of him and Bo Nix out.
Here was Sean Payton after the game when asked, was this Troy Franklin breakout game intentional, or was it just a product of what the defense was giving?
It really is hard to go into a game and say, I think such and such is, it's hard to predict that Cortland, or there are all these different opportunities and they just unfold sometimes in a certain way. In that video last night, though, there were 2 or 3 Oregon fight songs. There were 2 or 3 SMU, the whole group of them, and it's just hard to predict how it comes out.
Well, it turned out really well for Troy Franklin, and that fight song might have been going in Sean's head there.
Can you explain the fight song again for somebody out there that might be like the fight song?
Yeah, and if you missed it, Sean said after the game that they put together a reel of plays that had potential to be touchdowns, and when they showed them featuring, they featured the fight song of the player that those plays were intended for.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if those were previous plays or practice plays that they already had on tape, or it's another team scoring and you're going to run that similar. Yeah. I'm not sure, but he had said they played those fight songs to represent the player that was going to be making that play the next day for the Denver Broncos, and that Marvin Mims was the only guy that knew his fight song, which was kind of disappointing to me. But
and then Sean says there's a couple Oregon Duck fight songs in there.
Yes.
Maybe some of it's for Bo Nix, but my guessing is it's Troy Franklin.
Definitely.
We're going to get Troy Franklin involved. There's a couple plays that I really love. If you're Sean, I really love these plays with his speed and who he's up against. Let's get his confidence back in him and so that we can utilize him and he can come up big for us when the playoffs come rolling around.
Yeah, we'll see what it looks like, man. But it's exciting. It's exciting. The fact that we're even having the question, even though we're both like, I wouldn't let Troy Franklin prevent you from doing something.
Keep adding.
Yeah, but also like he's making us ask the question. You know what I'm saying? So that's healthy. And it's really good production against the Dallas Cowboys. Let's see if he can replicate a certain portion of that here this weekend down in Houston. All right, the Broncos added a tight end that made me do a double take. What exactly are the Broncos getting from Mercedes Lewis? That's next.
Did the blowout win over the Cowboys show what the Broncos offense is truly capable of?
This is what it looks like when Sean Payton is able to open up his playbook and push the ball down the field. This is what it looks like when Bo Nix gets into some type of rhythm. You can't hide this anymore. Bo needs to either succeed or fail, and Sean needs to let him do that.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, Broncos country? We're in the thick of things right now in football season. So that means that summer is officially over. And that also means it's time for game days. And that's what it's all about moving forward. Whether you're heading to Empower Field or traveling to Boulder to cheer on Coach Prime and the Buffs, you know you need to get there on time and in style. And speaking of going to the Broncos games, you can get 30% off of your ride with Hermes Worldwide for the entire season. All I need you to do is mention the code PL30. Again, mention that code PL30 when you book your luxury transportation to Empower Field. And let my friends at Hermes Worldwide handle all the traffic and parking hassles. Let them get you to and from the game safely so you can focus on the important stuff, like watching your favorite team stack those wins or making as many memories as possible with your loved one and friends. So give Hermes Worldwide a call today at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports. Again, you can give them a call at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports to book your next ride today.
Fall is a season of change, but at Postman Law, one thing never changes: results. With no out-of-pocket expense to you, we deliver with speed, ease, and results. Call 844-POSTMAN now. This is attorney advertising.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
Hey, it's winning season in Colorado, and now your home can score big too. Gravina's Window Center of Littleton is giving 25% off Infinity by Marvin windows. That's a bigger win than competition's small plays. With 0 down, no interest financing, and windows built to last decades, not seasons, you'll be set for the long game. Call 303-794-0490 or visit windowsforyourhome.com. Gravina's Window Center of Littleton, your home team for windows that last.
CU fans, keep your fix going with Denver Sports CU Football Post-Game Recap. Available every home game exclusively on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Presented by Corwin Toyota Boulder. Family driven for over 100 years.
It's the Medicare Advantage annual enrollment period, and Humana knows not everyone has the same needs when picking a Medicare Advantage plan.
Now that I'm retired, I want to enjoy the life I've worked hard to build. So I want a plan that covers me when I'm traveling the country.
Humana has a plan for that.
As a veteran, I want a plan that fills in the gaps my VA coverage doesn't provide, like dental care.
Humana has a plan for that.
I feel good about my health. I just want care and coverage with predictable costs. No surprises.
Humana has a plan for that. With a Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you get coverage and benefits that focus on what matters most to you. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
The cost of everything is still out of control, and many of us are relying on credit cards to cover essentials. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. Americans collectively owe over $1 trillion in credit card debt. You might have considered reaching out to my friends at American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. Well, there's good news. They've created a smart equity loan, a solution designed to help you take control of your finances without touching your current mortgage. Unlike a HELOC, which can have varied interest rates, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate. That means one predictable monthly payment, giving you peace of mind. This loan allows you to leverage the equity in your home to pay off high interest debt, free up your cash flow, and keep your existing low mortgage rate intact. It only takes 10 minutes to get started with no upfront or hidden fees. Call American Financing today and start saving now at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
More than a few of our patients have talked to me about their first time, but it's not the first time you're probably thinking about. It's the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined the moment. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're over 50, it's likely you've had that first time yourself. But the good news is that if you're like most men, that first time can be the last time that ED impacts your sex life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men using protocols with success rates well over 90%. And those treatments have, in most cases, made sex great again for both them and their partners. You could even find that you're performing like you haven't in years. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens the last time that happens. For just $99, you'll receive blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR. AdvancedHair.com.
Catch Telestrator Tuesday weekly on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, where Stink or Stoke dive into the past weekend's games with a coach's eye, using insights into what went right and wrong on critical plays. Telestrator Tuesdays, powered by Colorado Credit Union. Love where you live, love where you bank.
Tune into Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Wednesdays at 9:15 to hear ESPN NFL analyst Dan Orlovsky break down Bo Nix and the Broncos every week during football season. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan.
The Denver Broncos added a tight end here within the last 24 hours that made me do a bit of a double take.
Had me breaking my neck a little bit. Like, what?
Yeah.
How old?
Yes.
Who?
Yes. And it just goes to show you that the Broncos are a little bit desperate here at the tight end position. And we know that because we also have learned that they tried to pick up a tight end through the waiver wire and got blocked by another team that had greater priority. They then went and tried to get a separate tight end from the waiver wire, but once again were blocked by a team that had a higher waiver claim priority. So here we are in the year 2025 with Mercedes Lewis as a member of the Denver Broncos, and he just practiced today for the first time, beginning his clock for his 20th NFL season.
That's crazy, man. 41 years old, 20th season, loading, pending. You know, like we all know that he may end up having to play because of the lack of depth at the tight end position.
Yeah, I think he's playing.
But Zach, this is also what it tells me is, you mean to tell me, and they call it being on the streets, there's not a younger player out there that you can rely on, that you bring in as a practice squad player, that you have to call up a 41-year-old tight end to help you out? I don't understand that. It just means it's the lack of, my guess, the experience with these tight ends and these tight ends that thought that they could come out early and they weren't ready.
Yeah.
And now they're out on the streets, but yet they're not getting the call because you can't count on them. It's a little concerning. I'm just looking at it in that one because I was a guy on the streets, waiting for that call, and you get that call because they don't trust these young guys over there. So that you are exactly right. You talked about this earlier. Maybe it's because of the trust factor with some of these tight ends that you're going with an older Mercedes Lewis who's 41 years old.
Yeah, and you're probably not going to ask him to catch the football.
No.
Like that's not who he is anymore. In fact, he's got only 11 catches in his last 51 regular season games across 2022, 2023, and 2024. But what I just marvel at this, genuinely. We don't see players play 20 years in the NFL. We just don't. Okay, once in a while you'll see it from a kicker, but you just don't see it because the game is too unforgiving physically. We sometimes see it in the NHL with a Jaromir Jagr or something like that. Maybe Alexander Ovechkin, Sidney Crosby are approaching that. I'm not even exactly sure. Probably right there.
Yeah. You got LeBron in the NBA.
Yeah, LeBron. You'll see it once in a while. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar played forever. Robert Parrish played forever. But, like, we don't see it in the NFL. And what I think is crazy is Mercedes Lewis has missed one game in 8 years.
Man.
That is psychotic.
What is he taking? I want what he's taking.
I'll tell you what, man. And this guy's just a consummate pro. Everyone has good things to say about him, and this is how you're still hanging on in year 20. But like, just to put this in perspective, Mercedes Lewis was in the same draft as Jay Cutler, who hasn't thrown a pass since your last year in college.
Yeah, OJ.
I mean, that's insane.
Yeah.
Mercedes Lewis, when he was drafted, George W. Bush was the president. There was almost 2 billion less people walking planet Earth when Mercedes Lewis was drafted. And he's still here in the NFL. He's going to play for the Broncos this weekend. I'm pretty sure of it. Yeah, he's already the oldest tight end that has ever played in an NFL game already.
And didn't you say earlier with Sean? When Mercedes Lewis got to the league.
Yes, when Mercedes Lewis was a rookie, so was Sean Payton in his first year in New Orleans.
That's wild. That's wild.
And he's probably going to play this weekend. I mean, it's just absolutely psychotic.
So you think he's going to play, not just suit up?
I think he'll play. I think he'll play.
So because yes, you can suit up. You still have Evan Ingram and Adam Trautman, which those two are going to play a lot. They're going to probably try to play him the whole game, unless you have a couple packages in where Mercedes Lewis is blocking.
Yeah.
So you're saying he's playing?
Yeah, because I just think that if something were to happen to either of those two players, you're left with one tight end on a game day. And again, I could be dead wrong on this, and I'm not dying on the hill. I really don't care. But like, I'm guessing he's going to play.
So we're skipping over Loner.
Yeah.
Caleb Loner,
yeah.
who you drafted in the 7th round. Well, you're drafting drafting players is valuable when you only have so many draft picks, and you draft a player that may still be sitting there, and we all know that he's an experimental player and he has to develop.
Yeah.
But you drafted him, and yet you're gonna put old Mercedes Lewis, 41, who doesn't know the scheme yet, doesn't know the plays,
right?
Because you have no choice.
Honestly, this is why, and it's not as relevant now because I don't think it's possible. But we were going to have a conversation about potentially bringing back Greg Dulcich, who looked really good in the preseason.
He did.
Who has been a part of Sean's offense, and who he just got activated, right?
So after the Giants cut him, he ended up going to Miami's practice squad, where Darren Waller ended up getting hurt, Now they elevated him to the 53-man roster because if it wasn't for Darren Waller getting hurt, my man would have still been on the practice squad. Then we would have been able to poach him. They call it poaching. You can take that player off a practice squad, and that would have been it would have been a great addition because Greg Dulcich has been a part of this scheme, a part of the plays with Sean Payton. He knows the system. So it would have been like plug and play right away. So my guessing is they were probably thinking about that before Miami decided to activate him to the 53-man roster.
Wild. Dude, Mercedes Lewis. Crazy. I can't believe it. Here's Sean Payton from moments ago talking about signing the 41-year-old tight end.
He's someone you kind of follow his career, and I knew he'd been training. I know he's in great shape, and he's a tremendous blocker. You don't want to get caught where, man, it's got to be jumbo. And so we brought him in for a workout, brought him onto our practice squad. I'm glad he's here. He's a tremendous leader. I'm anxious for you guys to be around him. So good first day.
Yeah, so like he's got such a sterling reputation. If it's between him and someone who's 23 and unproven, and it's just like, you want to know what? Just bring in that old dog.
41 years old.
Just bring him in here. He's 41. If he takes the field on Sunday, he will pass Jason Elam for the oldest Denver Bronco of all time, and he'll do it by multiple years. Dude, I did this video. Go watch the video on Instagram, ZBuy23, or at TikTok, Buysline.
Follow him.
Dude, Phil, like Garrett Bowles is the oldest Denver Bronco.
Yeah.
He's 33. If Bowles and Mercedes Lewis grew up in the same town, they wouldn't even have gone to elementary school together. And that's the oldest. The youngest Denver Bronco is 22, and there's a collection of them, Pat Bryant being one of them. Troy Franklin, I think, is one of them as well. But Pat Bryant was 3 years old when Mercedes Lewis was making his NFL debut.
Well, I guarantee you Pat Bryant doesn't know anything about Mercedes Lewis. It has like some fun thing with the NFLPA, and they were asking him about old players. And a lot of these players didn't know about Barry Sanders. And that's insane.
Man.
That's insane. I'm like, come on.
Oh.
You know, like, and I want to say Pat Bryant, he didn't know one of the players or the receivers that was out there that was older.
Yeah.
So you know if he doesn't know some of these star receivers, he is not knowing anything about Mercedes Lewis.
Crazy. Yeah, Pat Bryant, 3 years old when Mercedes Lewis made his NFL debut. Crazy.
Does Sean find a way to scheme up a touchdown for Mercedes Lewis?
It would be so, man, that would be.
Does he find a way?
If he joined the team last week, he would have caught a touchdown this past week against Dallas. I don't think he'll have the license to do that in a game, but yeah, that would be a Sean move. It wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me. In the sort of same vein, it sounds like that the Broncos are going to be buyers heading into Tuesday's trade deadline. Someone, though, says when it comes to one Bronco, they should be sellers. And we'll talk about it next.
With so much uncertainty at the quarterback position, why haven't Coach Prime and the Buffs turned to Julian Lewis yet?
I do not think this is a well-coached football team. I don't think Deion Sanders is some great coach. I think he's a motivator, a recruiter, and I don't trust Pat Shurmur. What if it's Juju who's like, maybe don't play me because you can burn your red shirt?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out what's going on.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With a Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
No, it's not too soon to start holiday shopping. Ulta Beauty's early Black Friday event is happening now through November 22nd. Shop $10 beauty minis from brands like MAC and Too Faced. Take 30% off Lancome and Touchland fragrances and body mists. With new offers dropping every week, our associates can help you find the perfect gifts. Head into Ulta Beauty today to shop our early Black Friday event. Ulta Beauty. Gifting happens here.
Heads up, pros. Now's your chance to unlock deeper savings. The Home Depot's new Pro Extra Preferred pricing can help you save thousands on the products your business uses the most. But the current benefit ends November 15th. Don't miss out. Registration for the new program is free and easy. Just bring your tax ID or business or contractor's license to the Pro Desk. Register now to lock in the best wholesale prices before it's too late.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity, and the other day I'm over at a friend's place. He's pumped to watch football, but his setup, total mess. Lagging, buffering, switching between apps, trying to find a game. He claimed to be a big fan, but I feel like I was being fan-fished. See, if you call yourself a football fan, you gotta have Xfinity. It's the ultimate sports destination. I can find the best games and my favorite teams all in one place. And the way I watch, well, it's next level. It's the perfect fan flex. I've got all the action right in my living room, plus Xfinity's best picture and sound with enhanced 4K, so clear it feels like I'm in the stadium. Sometimes I've got 4 games going on at once. Why? Because why not? On top of that, I get real-time notifications, live stats right on my TV. It's the best seat in the house every single time. Next game day, make sure that big fan isn't a big fail. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Multi-view requires Xfinity 4K cable TV box.
It's holiday season again, which is great, but also a time of great stress. Planning and paying for friends, family, bills, gifts, etc. can make what should be the best time of the year into the most stressful. At U.S. Mortgages, we want to help reduce stress and debts. Lock in our below-market 4.75 5-year fixed, 5.81 APO.
Wait, you have a 4.75% fixed rate for 5 years?
Yes, and it comes with our lowest rate for life program. If the market improves after you close, even as little as 0.5%, we can redo your loan with no lender fees and no appraisal fee. And there's no limit to the number of times you can use this. Lower your bills and stress, save money, and no payments until January of 26. Plus, access up to $15,000 in cash benefits just in time for the holidays. Call us now at 303-LOW-RATE. That's 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. See website for complete details. License number 392126.
As days get shorter and roads get busier, fall brings more accidents. If you've been injured, Postman Law is here to help. No fees unless we win. Call 844-POSTMAN. Postman delivers. This is attorney advertising.
Every time I turn around, my friends at Pure Talk give me one more reason to feel good about switching. This month, for instance, they're supporting Canines for Warriors, a terrific organization that trains rescue dogs and then pairs them up with combat veterans struggling with PTSD. The result? They're saving lives on both ends of the leash. This is why I switched to Pure Talk. I like being in business with an American wireless company who shares my values. Yeah, I appreciate unlimited talk, text, and plenty of 5G data for just $25 a month, and I bet you will too. But I think you'll really appreciate doing business with a company who gives back to the men and women who volunteered to defend our country. Just dial pound 250, say micro. With Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team, you can switch in as little as 10 minutes. Again, dial pound 250, say micro, to switch to an American wireless company who actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Advent Health is Littleton's home for highly specialized, life-changing heart care. From preventive screenings to personalized treatment options, it's heartfelt care from expert hands. The Advent Health Heart and Vascular Institute is now open, ready to provide wholehearted care for your whole health.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD2, playoff baseball action continues as Toronto faces LA in Game 5, starting at 7.
one of Newsweek's best regional banks and credit unions. Learn more at wistaracu.com.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
It sounds like the Broncos could be buyers heading into Tuesday's NFL trade deadline. But there's a name out there that's being floated as a potential seller. And we'll talk about that in just about 10 seconds. Before we do, guys, this Friday we're heading to Skippy's Bar and Grill off East Iliff Ave in Denver for Bud Light Football Friday. We'd love to see you there. We're going to broadcast live from 2 to 5:30. Stop by and say hi before you head home to take the kids out trick-or-treating. Bud Light is going to be giving away a pair of tickets to Broncos Raiders on Thursday Night Football, November 6th, along with 2 Bud Light VIP tailgate passes. You have to be 21 to enter that contest. Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. We would love to see you on Friday. Okay, trade deadline right around the corner. Only one game separates all these NFL teams before having to make a decision. Are you going to be buyers or sellers? Now, the Broncos are rumored to be buyers at the deadline when it comes to wide receiver. That's been put out there by Adam Schefter and others. But also there's been a name potentially associated with selling, and I find it pretty fascinating.
Selling? Why are we going to sell anything? The house is well put together. Now, you might even need to add a couple pieces. You know, like for my wife, she wants new cabinets. I don't know why you want new cabinets. All right, guys, don't get cabinets. They're $16,000 to $40,000. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. Just don't get them. All right. That's what I'm saying here. Why do we need to sell what we have? We have in this case, we have a couple players that people are talking about. There's one specific player. His name is Jaquan McMillan.
Yeah.
Why is there so many rumors out there that we want to sell him? We want to trade him away when we have a window that's open for us to possibly get to a Super Bowl. We're 6-2 right now. I know it's a lot of time left, but Sean called his shot earlier. It's looking good as of right now. Why would we want to sell or give our assets away right now?
Well, I mean, it's a fair question. I understand why McMillan's name would be associated in a conversation like this because of natural factors at play. He's in the final year of his contract. You just drafted Jahdae Barron in the first round at the same position, all right? And Barron is coming off his best game, at least, production-wise, with hauling in his first ever interception as Dak Prescott was trying to target Jake Ferguson at the end of the first half.
Jake who?
Exactly.
That man was non-existent.
Totally erased from the game plan. So you say this, right? And you've heard this when you were in the league. You draft to replace.
Yes.
Right? So they've drafted Jahdae Barron to not only replace, J-Mac, but that's only for the moment. I mean, there's a thought process out there that Jahdae Barron might have been drafted to replace Riley Moss, right? You typically don't take a first-round corner to have him be a nickel corner. He's going to be a boundary corner opposite of PS2.
At some point, he might start out in the inside, but he's going to work his way to the outside because he's a first-round draft pick. And he's supposed to be this crystal that Sean has been talking about.
Yeah. So I understand it at the surface level, but in the actuality, it's like, man, you really would want to peel him off this roster when you do have Super Bowl aspirations? And there's a reason that J-Mac is playing over Jahdae Barron. And so...
But you could say that. We were talking about that with Vele. Like, do you really want to get rid of Vele? And I remember, actually, we were doing the segment, and we were like, there is no chance Vele is going anywhere. And literally, Zach, I want to say like 10 minutes after we were talking about that, or maybe it's the day later.
No.
Vele's out the door.
Right.
And it's like, wow, why? Why now when you have Pat Bryant, who you don't know too much about, Troy Franklin, who you're hoping can continue to do what he was doing in camp, but you just don't know, and yet you let Vele go already when you don't have to? Could that be the certain thing that they're going to do with Jaquan McMillan?
That's a really good question because on paper, and again in actuality, watching the games, Vele was the second best receiver on the team last year, and he got peeled off the roster. And by the way, let me just say this real quick, and I know I've said it in the past. Like, I hear people say, "Well, he's not doing anything in New Orleans." Well, guess what? He's in New Orleans. It's the worst wide receiver scenario to be in.
New Orleans is trying to get rid of everybody now.
Spencer Rattler, he was benched.
Yeah.
So, like, say it's not apples to apples, and I hear smart people, like, say it. Like, I heard Stokely say, well, how's Vele doing in New Orleans? Like, dude, did you play better with Payton or Kyle Orton? Right? So it's like, goodness gracious, it's about fit. I would expect smart people. I would expect smart people.
Don't mess with Vele around Zach. He's going to get upset.
Have the bandwidth to understand this stuff. But anyway,
come on, Stoke.
It's one of these things where, man, I don't like it. I understand why on the surface it makes sense. If he's in the last year of his deal, he's going to walk away for nothing, and you have a chance to get an asset back. Maybe it's a 4th-round pick, and you know you're not going to re-sign him because that's why you have Barron. That would be some admission if you re-signed him. So
Jaquan McMillan, I believe, won't be back with us, and John Franklin Myers won't be back with us. 2 guys that we need in order to make this push in the playoffs, but we know they're not going to sign back to us because – hey, actions over words. They have already paid the players that they really want to stay. You end up drafting a nickel/cornerback in Jahdae Barron. Why? Because you want him out there playing. He's a first-round draft pick. Jaquan just kind of took the spot, though, back, saying, hey, look, I'm going to play well. If you don't want me, you're just going to have to sit me because you're telling me I don't want to see you out there. I want to see my first-round pick. But that hasn't been the case. Jaquan McMillan has started every single game because he brings something that Jahdae Barron is not ready for. That's just experience in making plays all the time. I mean, Jaquan McMillan has 2 forced fumbles, 2 sacks, 4 pass deflections. I mean, he's out there doing his part, being sticky on defense. So for those people out there saying, let's sell him, bull crap. You don't sell your better players, especially when you feel like you can get to the Super Bowl. If you go out there and you trade Jaquan McMillan, what are you telling everybody in that locker room?
Right.
That you don't believe that you can get to the Super Bowl. Now, you add pieces because you believe that you're all in, which you should be. And so for Jaquan McMillan, he's staying here, man.
Yeah, I think so, too. It's about right here, right now.
It's about the now.
Yeah, it is. Okay, we've been waiting for something in Denver sports, and last night it finally happened. I want to talk about that. Also, what is the new projected record for the Denver Broncos after winning their 5th straight? And how about the updated odds to win the division? We'll get to all of that, plus a preview from Houston from maybe my favorite non-regular guest, like at all, like across the board. He's going to join us at 5:10. We're going to get to all of that. How? Because we are on the doorstep of 40 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk coming up next.
The Fan Flyaway is back, presented by 303 Law 4040. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. To kick off 2026, Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is sending you to Phoenix for the biggest party in golf. Airfare, hotel tickets, and $500 in spending money, all included. Head to thefanflyaway.com to register. That's thefanflyaway.com. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Replace stop, opt out. Terms and conditions apply to the earnings promotion.
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn up to $50 per ride with Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 10 years old, a clean driving record, and at least 5 years of caregiving experience, you could become a Hop Skip Drive care driver. Just text STUDENT to 323232 to get started right now. Hop Skip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text STUDENT to 323232 right now. Text STUDENT to 323232 and start earning up to $50 per ride during Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion period. That's STUDENT to 323232. Text STUDENT to 323232 now.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. I think I'm some kind of football prophet.
Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Snow is coming and Silterhar Motors is ready, stocked up on a boatload of Broncos sports built for adventure in rain, sleet, or snow. Only at Silterhar Motors, buy a 2025 Broncos sport for only $25,999 or lease for only $299 per month. Filter has the top selection with over 1,000 new and used vehicles available to choose from 5 different brands, all at one location. See their complete inventory of new and used vehicles at sthmotors.com. Filter Motors. Get everything you want out of a dealership.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
How good does it feel to let go of 82 pounds in just 16 weeks? And I feel free. Soda Weight Loss is the #1 weight loss company in America for client satisfaction and results.
In 16 weeks, I lost 82 pounds because I had learned how to eat smarter. And that's what soda does. They don't just help you lose weight fast, they help you keep it off.
Join Soda Weight Loss now, and your partner joins for free. Visit sodaweightloss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com.
Big deals on windows and siding. Order in October, finance with them, and pay nothing until November 2027. Be warm for the holidays. Call 5280 Exteriors. Low monthly payments. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Don't miss Colorado football's 2 remaining home games of the 2025 season. Celebrate homecoming with the Buffaloes as CU faces the Arizona Wildcats on Saturday, November 1st. Then lock in your seats for Senior Day against the reigning Big 12 champs, Arizona State, on November 22nd. Great seats are still available at beautiful Folsom Field. Visit cubus.com/tickets or call 303-492-8282 and be there as Ralphie 7 leads the charge for your Colorado Buffaloes.
Winning matters. Postman Law has recovered over $3 billion for clients. Injured? Call 844-POSTMAN. It's free to see if you have a case. Others promise. Postman delivers.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here, and I want to tell you about my new obsession with Daisy French Onion Dip. One of my guilty pleasures during football season is eating dips with chips, wings, and veggies while watching the big game. And now Daisy came out with a delicious Daisy French Onion Dip, as well as the Daisy Ranch Dip. And these are game changers, y'all. These are delicious, and they taste just like they're homemade because they have herbs and spices and other ingredients you'll find in your own kitchen. So why wouldn't you want to give Daisy's French Onion Dip a try? And it's easy to find. You can look for Daisy's French Onion Dip at a grocery store near you.
Questions about youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit organization, develops better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. Info at positivecoach.org.
Get ready for every Broncos game with Super Bowl 50 champion Brandon Marshall as he joins The Drive every Friday afternoon at 4:45 exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Thanks to Corwin Toyota Boulder. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. DenverSports.com and the Denver Sports app. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, buckle up. Let's get it. Rolling downhill on a hump day, officially closer to Friday than Monday in the second half of our Wednesday show.
Yes, sir.
We're going to jump back into Broncos here in just about 12 minutes or so. And I want to give you guys the updated projected record from ESPN's Football Power Index, the projected win total right now, the odds that the Broncos make the playoffs. You're really going to want to hear that. Odds to win the division, odds to play on divisional weekend, odds to play in the AFC Championship game. We're going to give you all of that here in about 12 minutes. And then we're going to do a Houston Texans preview with truly one of my favorite guests across the entire nation. I would put Sean Pendergast up against just about anyone. He does mornings down in Houston at 6:10 down there, and he does Payton and Pendergast, and so he's going to join us at 5:10. You're not going to want to miss him. But first, before we do any of that, we've been waiting on something here in Denver Sports, and last night there was a real breakthrough. Weird game for the Colorado Avalanche last night.
Really weird, Zach. I mean, at one point, I'm like, hey, I'm going to, like, I can cut this game off. Like, it's easy. Good thing I didn't, because New Jersey started to come back.
It was unbelievable. The Avs were up 5-0, all right? And then, and I can't believe this is true, the Colorado Avalanche with a 5-0 lead gave up 4 goals in under 5 minutes. Next thing you know, it's 5-4.
I was like, what are we doing here?
And then the Avs rattled off 3 straight. So it was nothing but a string of unanswered goals. 5 straight goals by the Avs, 4 straight goals by the Devils, and then 3 straight goals by the Avs to finish it up 8-4.
Tuesday night, Zach. Wacky Tuesday. They're like, hey, this is how the script is going to go today, guys. We're going to have a little bit of fun. And, luckily we were able to get back on track like we should have, because we were dominating and win that game. But it was a wild one to just watch. And it was like, are we going to literally lose this game after having it in the bag?
Yeah, it would have been a pretty big discussion today, because we know that the Avs haven't won here in well over a week. Now, they collected some points in, overtime losses or what have you, but they actually hadn't gone into the locker room as a winner since going back to what game was that? It was the last win was the 4-1 win against the Bruins. And then the Devils had just beat the Avs in New Jersey 4-3, and the Devils were on an 8-game win streak. And so that was, I thought, an important win last night, but it was important also because finally, the Avs power play was exhumed from the grave and actually produced in a way that we hadn't seen.
Finally, this is the missing piece. And when the Colorado Avalanche are firing on all cylinders, and you have the plays that we had for the power play, you can't beat this team. And you showed it where the Avs were 4 of 6 from the power play. Come on, man. This is what we've been wanting. This is what we've been talking about, Nate Dogg. Now, I know you've been mad at us. And you kind of been a little angry at the world. But all the fans wanted was for you guys to score points on the power play, which you guys did. And now, hey, we're happy because of it. And we're winning because of that. We won because of that.
Well, the Avs, to say they were struggling would be an understatement. For this much talent, they had the worst power play in the league. Like the worst. They were 1 for their last 24 coming into last night. They had just 4 power play goals all of the season coming in. So think about that. The Avs had as many power play goals against the Devils last night as they had in the whole season combined leading up to last night. That shouldn't be real. That shouldn't be like possible. No. But somehow it is because of how inept they had been and then how explosive they were in that department last night. It was McKinnon with a pair of them. My guy Netchus putting it in the back of the net.
Here we go.
And then Victor Olofsson, not only scores a power play goal, has 2 additional goals for his first career hat trick plus 2 assists. Like, who had a 5-point night for Olofsson on their bingo card?
No, nobody. And there's other little stat, Zach, that you didn't bring up with the Devils. The Devils came into that game with the second best penalty kill.
That's right. Good call.
Second best penalty kill.
Good call.
And yet, look what we looked like when we were firing on all cylinders, doing our part. When we were able to get shots on goal, like, this is what it looks like. Now it needs to continue to look like this, and we're going to be in great shape. But for Olofsson, like you just said, having a hat trick, like, that's great momentum for that man. Like, and he showed it out there after, like, going out there and scoring his first goal and hitting the wall or the...
Yeah. Well, he kind of threw himself into the plexiglass.
Yeah, well, he didn't want to do it too hard. He would have broke the plexiglass.
Well, honestly, Phil, you know what that is? That is pent-up frustration meeting a moment of euphoria. Because I did not realize until they said it on the broadcast last night that Olofsson was leading the entire NHL in shots, but hadn't scored. So think about that.
So that's that pent-up anger, huh?
Right? I mean, you're putting the puck on net more than anyone in the sport, but yet you haven't been able to break through. So when he did score that goal, I think it was just like elation of like, holy crap! Like, one of my shots found the back of the net, and I'm going to chuck myself against the glass. That was a cool moment. And Nate was pretty fired up for him as well.
Yeah.
He scored that second goal, and Nate slapped his shins with his own stick, like out of excitement. So I love seeing Nate fired up because we rarely see it. He's got such a stoic demeanor about him.
Emotionless, right? Like,
yeah.
That's just like, even Jokic can be like that. But when they get heated and they get fired up, it's fun to watch because it rejuvenates everybody around him and gets everybody going. So when Nate Dogg feels like that, there's a reason for it. And that's because his teammate finally got on the score sheet.
Yeah, I love to see it, man. Love to see it. 13 different Avs finished with at least a point. 5 different players scored goals. Wedgwood, he gets the win. He goes to 6-1-2. He made 26 saves. Although, some of that shine has sort of come off. He was so hot, and it's come back down to earth a little bit here.
And honestly, I was a little bit surprised. I thought that Ben was going to say, "Hey, I'm gearing to pull you again." He didn't end up pulling him, which was a great plan not to pull him, and he ended up doing well overall. But for Wedgie, it's like, hey, Blackwood was your backup.
Right.
Like, the pressure's put on you now to go out there and produce, because when Blackwood becomes healthy, my man's starting. He's our starting goalie.
Well, I want to get to the Netches thing here in a second because I know we're both feeling a little bit anxious about that. But before we do, can I float a bit of a conspiracy by you?
Uh-oh. Let's do it.
Now, this is fun. This is not meant to be serious, so no one get in their feelings, okay? Nathan MacKinnon.
Where's the music at?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Come on now.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Nathan MacKinnon at his locker in the Dallas game. When they lost to the Stars 5-4 in the shootout where Mikko put in the final tally.
Oh, I remember.
McKinnon's at his locker after the game, and he's asked about the fans. Actually, he wasn't even asked. He brought it up himself, I'm pretty sure. He goes, yeah, I heard the fans were booing us. He's like, the fans were booing us tonight on the power play. He's like, apparently they don't know what a good power play looks like.
Ooh, those are fighting words right there.
Right, so a little shot at the fans who were frustrated. And I knew what MacKinnon meant at the time because if you watch the games like we did, or that game like we did, they were really high danger chances that they just didn't capitalize on. But the fans are frustrated. And plus, we know how last year it went in the playoffs. They were like 3 for 21 or whatever it was.
We're fans. We want to see goals. We want to see points. That's all we care about.
So MacKinnon was pissed that night. But then what happens? They keep on playing. They play the Sabres and the Blue Jackets and the Bruins and the Mammoth and the Hurricanes and the Bruins again and the and they can't produce on the power play.
Power play stinks at that time.
So MacKinnon's words to the fans actually aged pretty poorly. What happens last night? Power play breaks out. They score 4 of them things. Go 4 for 6, right?
Let's go.
Nathan MacKinnon's got a pair of them. It's time to bring him out for the 3 stars.
Bring him out, bring him out, bring him out.
It's time to bring him out. MacKinnon does not skate out on the ice for the fans for the 3 stars. And MacKinnon is a unique bird. He is very tightly wound.
Yeah.
He's maniacal. He's just uniquely Nathan MacKinnon. And I think if I were to guess, when you're a kid and you wanted to like flip someone off, but you don't want to actually do it, so you do like the ring finger?
Yeah.
Saw my son do that recently.
Yeah, I feel like my son tried to do it too.
I think that was MacKinnon giving a ring middle finger to the fans.
Oh.
Now,
the audacity.
Now, again, I'm having fun with this, but I don't think it's a coincidence that you said the fans don't know what they're looking at.
Yeah.
Then you proceeded to not score a power play goal for like another, damn, it feels like a month. And then when you do it and you're supposed to get called out for the 3 stars, you're like, nope, not going out.
No, thank you. Take that, fans.
Not going out.
Is this what you guys wanted? Are you guys not entertained? We're very much entertained. We want to see you go on that ice, though, right after, saying, hey, this is for you guys.
Right. It's just, again, I just think it's funny. I actually don't think it's an accident. I think that's just MacKinnon being MacKinnon.
That's just him.
He can be grumpy. He can be a grumpy bear.
It's just weird. Like, our 2 all-stars when it comes to Nathan MacKinnon and even Jokic, like, at times they get into moods.
Totally.
Where it's like, I'm going to show you guys. And whether it's like during the game for Jokic, it's I'm not going to shoot. Or for Nathan MacKinnon, it's like, I'm not going to go out there and let you guys cheer for me because you guys have made me mad. You guys been meanie butts.
Do I sound crazy?
No, you don't. You don't. Because I mean, as players, you feel some type of way.
Sure.
You know, when the fans start to boo you, I used to be mad too. You getting booed, it's like, guys, we're trying here. But now that I'm not a player, I'm a fan too. I'm a boo too because I want to see points.
Yeah.
I want to be entertained. I want us to win games.
Now, I have to say this just to be real.
All right.
It's not the first time I've seen Nathan McKinnon not come out for the 3 stars. So he's done it before. But anyway, whatever. All good.
Who knows?
Avs break out of their slump, score 4 goals on the power play, a Devils 8-game win streak. It was a weird path to how they got there. Now, the Netches thing, with every passing day, it just gets a little bit more evident or prevalent because this guy continues to be on a heater. 13 points in 11 games. A better than point per game average, obviously. He's nipping at the heels of Makar and McKinnon. I mean, he has been unequivocally the 3rd best Colorado Avalanche player so far this season.
And fun to watch.
Really fun to watch.
You know, you could say it's the Nathan McKinnon bump like you would say for Jokic, and that may be the case. But, hey, this is what McFarland paid for. This is why he brought him in here, to do what he's doing right now. Now, what do? You have to pay this man.
Yeah.
You cannot continue to let this go on and on and on because it doesn't look like he's slowing down. You predicted that he's going to have a 100-point season.
Correct.
That's what it's looking like he's getting ready to have. Do you want him to get to 100 points and yet not have a contract ready for him or pen to paper, sign, seal, and deliver? Like, you don't want that to happen where he goes in free agency and gets more money because of that. We got to find a way to lock this man down.
Yeah, and I don't think, and this is probably stating the obvious, but I don't think I would be nearly as anxious had we not just go through the Mikko Rantanen sequence a year ago. And it just feels eerily similar. But there is reports out there as recent as today that they are in current contract negotiations. I just hope that Netchus, I don't know how he feels about Colorado and living in Denver and all that. I have no idea. But you're not gonna find much better hockey fits for you than here in Denver.
No.
And if you like winning and you like scoring these goals and producing these points, I remember Colin Cowherd used to always say this: don't try to be happier than happy. Like, this is a great fit. And I would say that to Mikko a year ago as well.
Yeah.
And just, this is a great fit. Hopefully he loves the city and the state, or his learning to love it and getting adjusted and acclimated and all that. But yeah,
what is there not to love about this state?
I agree.
You just have to just organically just let it come, which it will, and you're winning games with some of the best skaters in the world. Like, you're not going to get anything better than this. Now, come up with an agreement, make the money that you deserve, you should have, and you go from there. When should we start worrying? Like, because at some point we are going to get worried.
Yeah.
If the contract is not done.
I'd say by like the end of November, I think I'd start to get really worried.
All right.
Yeah. We'll see how it all plays out. This is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive.
Woo! Wake up, y'all. We're here.
Final hour already. It's been a really fun show. It's about to get more fun as we shift gears back to the Denver Broncos. 9 minutes from now, we're going to be joined by Sean Pendergrass from Houston. Give us the lowdown from a Texans standpoint. One of the most entertaining guys in the country. Can't speak highly enough of him. You're going to love him if you don't remember him on these airwaves. But on Wednesdays here during the Broncos season, we have been checking in with the advanced numbers, all right, and the projected win total for the Broncos, playoff probability, odds on winning the division, all that good stuff. And we're drawing from ESPN's Football Power Index, which gathers every data point known to man in the game of football and then simulates the season tens of thousands of times. All right, so everything is weighted. It's not just rudimentary, win, loss, plug it in, nope, it takes everything into account. All right, the Broncos' projected win total when we did this a week ago was 10.3. It didn't move up a whole heck of a lot. This week, it jumped from 10.3 to 10.8. So for all intents and purposes, the Broncos are now on pace to be a 11-6 football team, Phil.
I love it, Zach. I love it. Like, this is where they need to be. All right, they're 6-2 as of right now. They're on fire. They have to sustain the sustain what they're doing defensively. Offensively, they got to continue to do what they did against Dallas, and we got to try to find a way to stay healthy. PS2, like that's going to hurt us a little bit. Now, hopefully in a couple games from now, 2 or 3 games from now, he's ready to go. That's why he's not put on IR. But we're going to have to figure out a way to go without PS2 for a couple games and win these games so we can sustain this confidence, man. That's what this is all about, confidence and rhythm. And I love what I'm seeing. Like, if we can win 11 games this year, and now I still have us now that I'm seeing this offense starting to wake up, I can see us winning 12 games. But if you tell me, hey, you can win 11 games if you sign this piece of paper, I'm doing it. We won 10 games last year, and it took all the way to the last game of the year to win the 10th game. This year we win 11. We look more believable. We have better players. Like, I'm ready for the playoffs now. I'm ready for Bo Nix to take that next step. So 11 games for me, sign me up.
Well, I'll tell you this, Phil. It would almost feel, and gosh, you talk about champagne problems here. It would almost feel disappointing considering where the Broncos are after 8 games at 6-2. It would almost feel disappointing if they finish at 10-7. Because at 6-2 after 8, that means they would have to go 4 wins, 5 losses in their last 9 games. And on the heels of a 5-game win streak, man, things would start to get just a little bit unsettled around here if that were to take place.
It would get a little weird, especially knowing that you have 5 home games too.
It's a good point. It's a really good point.
We've been solid at home, undefeated as of right now at home. So, yeah, if we end up going through this, we're 6-2 and we end up only winning 10 games, there's only going to be one thing I'm thinking about. The Denver Broncos are not healthy. Now, if the Denver Broncos are healthy, you get past Surtain back and everybody's there, and yet you still only win 10 games, that means things are not working for you. And my guessing is it's because of the offense. Because the offense doesn't do their part. The defense has been doing their part since last year.
Mm-hmm.
We know what they can do when they hit their stride, when they catch fire. But offensively, last year we would talk about, man, what is this offense really about? What do they need to do? Like, they're inconsistent. This year, the offense has been very inconsistent. So if you're telling me, hey, we only win 10 games after starting 6-2, Sean, what are you doing offensively? Bo Nix, what are you doing? Run game, did you guys stop? Did somebody get hurt? So, yeah, man, it's going to be bad if the reason why we're losing games is not because of injuries. It's because of the lack of play on offense or defense going into the playoffs. I wouldn't have the confidence. But if they win 11 games, more 12 games, I'm like, okay, they're ready to go.
Right.
They're ready to go, and they're peaking at the right time, which you always want to peak at the end of the year, which the Denver Broncos will do as long as they can stay healthy.
Well, really healthy, really encouraging. Here's maybe my favorite number, or amongst like 1 or 2 of my favorite numbers that we're going to go over here in just a second. The playoff probability, the playoff odds. Now, this time last week, we were both excited because the Broncos, after the comeback against the Giants, had gotten all the way up to a 77% likelihood to be back in the NFL playoffs.
Let's go.
After beating the Dallas Cowboys, the playoff odds have jumped to 81%. Broncos officially in the 80s from a probability standpoint. Gosh, I mean, it's hard to imagine a healthier number going into Week 9 than in the 80% variety.
Week 9, 81% chance of making the playoffs. Come on, y'all. That means that we're getting ready to get in the playoffs, which we are, 2 straight years. That also means that we're a better team than last year.
Right.
This is crazy to think. Why couldn't this happen when I was playing? I would have loved to have a probability of 81%. Not on the outside saying, hey, you guys have a 5% chance of making the playoffs.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, I know.
You don't want to go to work.
Right, right.
81% chance, let's go.
That's huge. So the playoff odds, 81% likely that the Broncos are playing when half the league is at home. The projected win total is now 11-6. Now the chance to win the division. This past week, coming into the Dallas game, it was 30% likelihood the Broncos win the division. They won against Dallas. It only went up 2 percentage points from 30% to 32% likelihood that the Broncos will win the AFC West because there's this other factor that's just growing in real time. It's Kansas City, who despite having a worse record by a game behind the Broncos,
5-3.
Kansas City has a 47% likelihood to win the division. And the Chargers are down to just 22%. So Kansas City the favorite, Broncos their second, and then Chargers behind Denver.
Why though? Like, why is Kansas City with a 5-3 record above the Denver Broncos, who are 6-2 and looking like they're starting to hit their stride? Like, why?
I think that because of what I mentioned a couple minutes ago, they're not just plugging in wins and losses. They are literally putting everything of who you are on a down-to-down basis on the scale. And Kansas City is pretty scary right now. And they're coming on strong. They've won 5 of their last 6. They beat the Raiders 31-0. They pound the Commanders. They beat the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
They pounded the Baltimore Ravens. They didn't need to come back against the Giants. They won 22-9. So I think when you watch Kansas City and they're seeming scary, their defense is super real. Their offense is coming all the way back to life, having scored 28 or more in 5 straight weeks, and 30 or more here more recently. And I think that it's just who the teams are right now. Kansas City is really scary, and this analytical model is reacting to what our eyes have been telling us.
Yeah, and they got the best quarterback in the league right now, which is people can be upset, but it's the truth. You got one of the best, if not the best, offensive coordinators in Andy Reid in the league, and they're starting to catch fire. So, like, I understand why they're in front of in this scenario. They're in front, and to win the division, they're in front of the Denver Broncos. But you know what? Denver can shut everybody up by going out there and continue to play consistently. By going out there and offensively continue to bring that firepower. Then you can shut everybody up if you do that.
Well, I'll finish up the numbers here, and then we'll go live to Houston. The odds that they make the divisional round and are playing on divisional weekend, the Broncos have a 44% likelihood, according to ESPN's numbers. Odds that they make the AFC Championship game, 21% to be in the NFL's Final Four. Chances that the Broncos make the Super Bowl, according to ESPN's Football Power Index, right around 10%. And then chances that they win the Super Bowl right around 5%. So really good projections checking in here on a Wednesday, as we have done for years, with what the advanced numbers are saying about these Denver Broncos. But these numbers will take a dip if they go into Houston and lose. And so we will go down to Houston and check in with my guy, Sean Pendergast, one half of Payne and Pendergast on Sports Radio 610, does the morning show down there. Guys, I used to listen to this guy. Call into the Jim Rome show. When I was in high school, I'm trying to call into the Jim Rome show and would get on, and once upon a time got the huge call of the week. This guy, you carved out your own career, first as a caller and now a top dog in Houston. Sean, appreciate you being here, brother.
Zach and Phillip, it's great to talk to you guys. You know, the Smack Off is this Friday on the Rome Show. The 30th Smack Off on the Jim Rome Show is this Friday. And I have to find it now because he's on Westwood One and he's streaming and he's on TV, and it's crazy now. But yeah, so I'm getting into Smack Off mode, but it's great to talk to you guys. We're super excited about this game on Sunday, man.
Yes, and so are we. And real quick, just for clarity, I want to be inclusive. The Smack Off was an event once a year where the best callers around the country would call into the Jim Rome Show and get their bleep off, just talk smack and go on these rants. And Sean,
I love it.
Sean, you won it multiple times, didn't you? Or am I making that up?
Yeah, 5 times.
Holy,
I'm Booker T, man. 5 times.
Don't disrespect him now, Zach.
5 times. Yeah, man.
Oh my God, so good. All right, so let's get back to the game. So summarize for our audience who's not locked into Houston Texans football like you are. How would you summarize this season if it's Austin Powers waking up from this frozen nap? How would you catch someone up on who the Texans have been?
Schizophrenic. I would say schizophrenic because they're 3-4 right now, and the 4 losses are all by 1 score. 2 of them on national TV, so some of your audience has probably seen it. The Tampa Bay game in Week 2, and then the Seattle game a couple weeks ago, which really was kind of a fugazi 1-score game. They were down by multiple scores most of that game and kind of made it a 1-score game at the end. But all 4 losses by 1 score, all 3 wins by double digits. And I mean, the Texans are 3-4, and they're like 10th in the league in point differential right now because their wins have been fairly comfortable and the losses have been close. Now, the loss or the wins, I should say, have been over Tennessee and then two injury-riddled good teams in the Ravens and the Niners. So we're treating this game coming up this Sunday like this is the referendum this Sunday on what exactly this team is. Denver is a really good football team with a great defense. Granted, no Patrick Surtain, but a great defense, a really good head coach, an ascending young quarterback. So this is a real crossroads game for the Texans. They're 3-4 in an AFC that's, I won't say it's stacked. It's just deep. Like, I don't know that, the Colts were all kind of waiting for them to here at least, we're kind of waiting for them to fall back to the pack. I don't know when that's happening, but that's kind of, to answer your question, Zach, like that's how we're like, it's a tale of two Texans teams this year so far. The wins have been amazing, and CJ Stroud's looked incredible in all three wins. And then in the four losses, he's looked like a guy that we're now like debating on, do we extend the guy? It's been a crazy year.
Well, Sean, actually, I want to keep on C.J. Stroud because even here in Denver, we've talked about Bo Nix, and Bo Nix has had ups and downs. And you have people, right? Literally people, it's splitting the room half and half that some people believe that he is our franchise quarterback. And then you have other people that are like, hey, he's not there just yet. So we brought up C.J. Stroud's name a couple of times. I believe C.J. Stroud is a franchise quarterback, but I need to hear from you. Is C.J. Stroud a franchise quarterback over there in Houston?
Yeah, undoubtedly, Phillip. I think he is. But your point is a good one, which is when especially when they got off to an 0-3 start this year, there was a lot of interaction with our show on, trying to wrap their brain around whether or not C.J. Stroud is the guy, and waiting for that rookie year C.J. Stroud to walk back in the room. I heard you guys talking before I came on. I was listening, and you guys were talking about Broncos are 6-2. And, the 11-6 is what the forecast is. And boy, if they finish 10-7, that's going to be a disappointment. That's exactly what happened with the Texans last year. They started 6-2 last year. Remember with Stephon Diggs, and then Diggs gets hurt in week 8. He tears his ACL, and the Texans finished 10-7 after a 6-2 start. And it was super disappointing. And a lot of it had to do with C.J. Stroud kind of backsliding, the protection for C.J. Stroud majorly backsliding, and just the defense really being, the thing that kind of kept the team afloat. And it was sort of that way in the losses this year. So I think still, you see the throws still, Phillip and Zach, like with CJ, like you see, you see why he was the second overall pick, why he won the Offensive Rookie of the Year a couple of years ago. But the offense around him has been really a work in progress. They brought in a new offensive coordinator this year in Nick Caley, and it's been very, very up and down. I don't think CJ is the major reason it's been up and down. And I think ultimately CJ Stroud is going to be the guy who gets the extension in the offseason. But it's been a rocky year and a half for him. Some of it his fault, some of it not.
You want to know what's so interesting, Sean? And we're chatting with Sean Pendergast, one half of Payne and Pendergast on Sports Radio 610 down in Houston. One of my favorite people in the entire world to do this with. Sean, it was interesting because as we were coming into the season, the topic of sophomore slump for Bo Nix was a prevalent conversation. And, hey, is that real? At one point, Sean Payton was even asked about it in the press conference. And he's like, give me an example of that. And the first name that came out was C.J. Stroud. I'm curious, though, what is the tone when you guys are discussing this matchup? What is the tone surrounding Bo Nix from a Texans perspective?
Yeah, that's a really good question because, the defense is the first thing that comes up with the Broncos when we've been discussing this game. But then next up is Bo Nix after that. And it's a little like what we were just talking about with the Texans. It's like which Bo Nix is going to show up? Is it the Bo Nix that fell behind 19-0 to the Giants, 3 quarters into the game a couple weeks ago, or is it the Bo Nix that just pieced the Cowboys in this most recent game? I'll tell you, like when Bo Nix got drafted 12th overall, I think like me and Seth collectively are like, wow, this feels like what's kind of been going on in the NFL a little bit, which is like teams reaching for quarterbacks, like guys who are like probably talent-wise a day 2 or day 3 guy get picked in the top 10 or top 15 or 20 or whatever. That's what Bo Nix felt like at the time. To his credit, I think, his rookie year proved that wrong. Really, really good. But I think that's the feeling down here, Zach, is that Bo Nix is going to throw a couple up there for you. You got to take advantage of them. The Texans have a really good defense. And I will say this about the about the home field advantage here is that it's about as good as it's been in a while, like over the last year or so. Phillip is probably going to like roll his eyes at this. Like, no, hey, Phillip, there's like an actual home field advantage in Houston these days, believe it or not. I know you were here in 2021. That might not have been the case. But last year, Jared Goff, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert in the playoffs all had their worst games, at least of the year. And then Josh Allen, who ended up winning the MVP, had the worst game maybe of his career at NRG Stadium. This is it's a good defense anywhere, but it's a really good defense in that stadium. So I think that's the hope with Bo Nix is that, between the home crowd and just the kind of the general trend of what's gone on in that building, that they'll hopefully get, the worst or a lesser version of what Bo Nix has been his first year and a half in the league.
Sean, when we talk about the Denver Broncos, we're always bringing up our defense, and we know our defense is legit. They're believable. Now, when it comes to our offense, there's context to it. There's some games where they're on, and there's other games where it's like, what are you guys doing? And also with that, we're like, they just got done dominating Dallas, but there's context to that where Dallas didn't have their guys, and there was a bunch of practice squad players playing. We're going up against you guys now. Houston, this defense is we're thinking over here it's for real. But you guys over there is the Houston Texans defense, are they believable? Are they the real deal, or do you guys know this? Not even know it.
100%. Yeah, no, like 100%. And then, and I did interviews like this with you guys, like before the season started or during training camp or for other games early in the year. And I'd get asked that question, like, where are you with the Texans defense? Like, does this have a chance to be, the best defense in the league or the best defense the Texans have had in the last 10 or 12 years. And the Texans have had some good defenses over the last decade or so with J.J. Watt and so forth back in the day. This is a really, really good defense. The numbers don't lie. I mean, sometimes you have a defense that leads the league in scoring defense, but they give up a bunch of yards and they're bend but don't break. And sometimes you've got a defense that leads the league in yardage, but they, for whatever reason, they're giving up. This is a defense that leads the league right now, and they've played some good teams so far in points per game and yards per game. This is it's not a good defense between the 20s or a great defense in the red zone. This is a good defense all 100 yards of the field. And the catalyst is the two defensive ends, Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson. And Will Anderson is in these same conversations that Nick Bonito is in right now for Defensive Player of the Year. He's been excellent this year. Those two guys are leading the league. Your guy and our guy are leading the league in pressure coming off the edge right now. And then the two corners, Derek Stingley Jr. and Kamari Lassiter, are excellent. Stingley might be the best. It's Stingley and Surtain for the best in football. And then Kamari Lassiter is a year two guy who's just been outstanding out of Georgia. So it's a talented defense. D'Amico Ryans is a defensive coach. He was a great defensive coordinator in San Francisco. He's been a great defensive coach here. It's a well-coached defense. It's a stacked defense. It's a talented defense, and it's a defense that plays really well in that stadium. So long answer to your question, Phillip. The answer is yes. Really good defense for the Houston Texans.
Sean Pendergast, one half of Payne and Pendergast on Sports Radio 610 down in Houston. Last one before we let you go, Sean. What's the biggest weakness on this Texans team that the Broncos could potentially exploit?
Offensive line. Which has played decent in the 3 wins, but in the 4 losses, it's been it's been a real trouble spot. They made a decision this offseason to kind of tear down the offensive line and build it back up. And, Laramie Tunsil was their left tackle, for the last, before this year, for the last 5-6 years. And they made the decision to move on from Laramie Tunsil, trade him to Washington. And I think the goal was to kind of change the vibe in the offensive line room. Laramie was a captain for this team, but Laramie was, I think people here in Houston, perceived more really good player, kind of a paycheck player, and not a guy who was viewed as like a dog. And I think they were trying to kind of change the culture in that offensive line room. So they did bring in kind of some try-hard guys and guys that have been journeymen. And some of it's worked. Ed Ingram's their right guard. That's worked. Titus Howard had a really good season at right tackle for the Texans. But the left side has been very up and down. They drafted Ariante Ursery, the rookie out of Minnesota, in the second round. They just threw him out there at left tackle. kind of without his floaties on at the deep end of the pool and said, "Here you go, buddy, swim." And it's been okay. Yeah, it was bad at the beginning of the year. It's been better of late. He's improving. Left guard, they're literally rotating 2 guys right now in Juice Scruggs and Laken Tomlinson. And their center is a guy that was a street free agent who's only been in the league for a couple of years, Jake Andrews, and that's been shaky at best. So it's almost like hey, we got this house, and it's an okay house, maybe not great, but we're going to tear it down, and we're going to build another okay house. They didn't tear it down and then like build a mansion or anything, like you see in some of these neighborhoods. Like, hey, there's a tear down and a really cool big house is going up. Like, no, there's a tear down and the house looks kind of the same. So the performance has been better, but the talent level I don't think has increased on that offensive line. I say all that to say that I know that the Broncos are on pace to sack quarterbacks like 70-something times this year.
Yep.
Yeah.
If the Broncos are going to win this game, my guess is we look at the box score afterwards, and C.J. Stroud has probably been sacked like 7 times in this game.
All right. I like the sound of that. Sean Pendergast, 1/2.
I don't like the sound of it at all, and it came out of my mouth.
1/2 of Payne and Pendergast on Sports Radio 610 down in Houston. Love doing this with you, brother, and let's stay in touch. Appreciate your time here.
100%. And Phillip, we're doing a home and home, right? We got you tomorrow at 8 o'clock Central Time on our show, right?
I'll be up. I'll be up for it, man.
I love it.
Sounds good.
All right.
Hey, great talking to you guys. Enjoy the game on Sunday.
Yeah, right back at you, brother. That was Sean
right.
Pendergast, 1/2 of Payne and Pendergast on Sports Radio 610 down there in Houston. And I was on their midday show today. And then he's on our show here today. And then you're going to go on their morning show tomorrow.
7 o'clock.
We have a great relationship with although we're unaffiliated, like in every way, we have no actual tangible connection, but their program director named Parker Hillis was our assistant program director, and he got the job down there and became one of the youngest program directors in the entire country. So he's leading that ship, and we love Parker, and so we have this cool little unofficial relationship with that station down there. So absolutely love it, and I want to react to a couple things that he just said coming up next.
Has a young Broncos playmaker earned a larger role on offense?
You found a big-time contributor moving forward in Pat Bryant because he got his opportunities to block and he crushed people in that part of the game. And then how'd they reward him? They reward him with a deep shot where he caught a touchdown.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
All right, gentlemen, listen up here. At Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, they're experts at treating low testosterone and other men's sexual health conditions. They've successfully treated tens of thousands of men that are dealing with low T, and a lot of these men have seen amazing differences that those treatments can make in their life. So if you're like a lot of these men out there, which some of you guys are, which is okay, within just a few weeks, you're going to feel your energy return, the brain fog will go away, your sleep will improve, as with those workouts. And that sex drive, gentlemen, that sex drive we all deserve and desire will significantly enhance as well. All I need you to do is take the Low T quiz on their website. It's a simple 10-question quiz full of yes or no answers. It takes 2 minutes to do. Then what you're going to do is schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. They're going to draw your blood and have the results within 30 minutes. There's 5 locations out there to serve you as well, so there are no excuses. So go get treated, guys. You can go to Fort Collins, North Denver, Central Denver, Castle Rock, and Colorado Springs. Give them a call today at 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. I think I'm some kind of football prophet.
Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Dan Jacobs with Jacobs Law and 303 Law 4040. Did you know that I actually have some psychic abilities? Yep, had a new client come in the other day to get signed up, and she said, Dan, they've already made me an offer. And I said, well, let me guess. It was $1,500. And her eyes got real big, and she said, Dan, how'd you know that? And I said, let me take another guess. When you said you weren't sure, they said, okay, we'll offer you the maximum amount allowed of like $3,500. The client couldn't believe what she was hearing. But let me let you know in a little secret. I'm not a psychic. I just know all of the insurance companies' dirty little tricks. They use these tricks to put pressure on you so they can get off the hook cheap. At 303 Law 4040, we're here to make sure that they play fair. We're going to make sure you get feeling better and the insurance companies pay what's right. Call us at any time. You can speak directly with me or my lovely wife, Kimberly. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040. That's 303 Law 4040.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Thinking about buying a home in Colorado? You're not the only one, and now might be your best shot. We're officially in a buyer's market, which means you've got the upper hand. More homes are on the market, competition is down, and serious deals are out there just waiting to be found. Whether you're a first-time buyer or looking to upgrade or downsize, now's the time to get pre-approved. And American Financing can make that happen in 24 hours or less. And here's the kicker. When you work with both American Financing and their partner American Home Agents, you can receive a credit on closing costs of up to 1% or a max of $10,000 on your home loan. If you've been sitting on the sidelines, it's time to step in, and American Financing is the place to start. Don't let the 20% down myth stop you. You could buy a home with as little as 3% down, and with down payment assistance programs available, getting into a home might be easier than you think. Pick up the phone, call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, 2-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. I have a true treadmill at home. It's the smoothest and quietest I've ever been on.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD2, playoff baseball action continues as Toronto faces LA in Game 5, starting at 7.
One of Newsweek's best regional banks and credit unions. Learn more at wistaracu.com.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, fun conversation with Sean Pendergast. He is unique, man. He's good at what he does. Funny.
Yes, he is.
A couple things there. One, really good question from you when you said, hey, we're debating Bo Nix, half the room thinks that he's a franchise quarterback right now. The other half says, he's got some room to go in that category. Is C.J. Stroud a franchise quarterback in Houston's eyes? And there was no hesitation. 100%, yes, he is. This is the guy. He's going to get the big extension this offseason. And I think that, good for them. They found a quarterback. Obviously, going up against the Broncos this week, you hope that he gets sacked 7 times, which Pendergast predicted would happen, which is really interesting. And that is one thing that C.J. Stroud can still work on is he holds the ball. He's taken 15 sacks in 7 games.
He's trying to make that play, and sometimes you have to hold on to the ball long enough, but that's not the case in the NFL. You can't do that, especially if you're going up against Jonathan Cooper and Nick Bonito. They're ready for you. They want those sacks. This Denver defense wants that sack. They want that record.
Yeah, last year, this is crazy. Last year, C.J. Stroud took 52 sacks. So he's actually gotten better year over year. Took 38 his first year and then 52 in his second year. Like comparatively, I think Bo took like 12 last year or something like that.
And he's doing a great job right now.
He is. And that is one category I've always given Bo Nix his flowers, man. It's a superpower. It's just a superpower that doesn't get talked about enough.
And for C.J. Stroud with the franchise question, it's a little unfair because C.J. Stroud is older than Bo or has been in the league a little bit longer.
Yeah, one year older.
And C.J. Stroud has been to 2 playoff appearances already.
Yeah.
Where Bo Nix is trying to get to his second this year. So when you at least been there, so like they've had 2 full seasons and they're into a third with C.J. Stroud for them to be like, yeah, he's our guy.
So if you recall, and I know you do, that's just simply part of my hesitancy. Yeah. It's not anything that Bo has or hasn't done. It's that it's just too early in the game because we have made this mistake with other quarterbacks. And I bring up Mitch Trubisky, starting quarterback, first-round pick, 12-4, going to the playoffs. Eventually, he wasn't the guy.
He fizzled out.
Carson Wentz was an MVP candidate and then fizzled out. Derek Carr was at one point an MVP candidate. It can age differently. So I'm just a little bit more conservative, and I totally understand that you're already there, and I'm just still gathering the information.
We want some Bo. We want some Bo. We want some Bo.
And so Stroud has just had more of a runway.
Yes.
And Stroud has a couple things that Bo doesn't have. Multiple playoff appearances, and now Bo is certainly trending towards that, but he also has a playoff win. And I just don't know if I can say, man, this guy's a bona fide franchise quarterback if you've never won a playoff game.
So now for you, so the plot thickens. Bo Nix can do
plot
well.
thickens.
The plot thickens, right? So now Bo Nix can do well the rest of the season. We get to the playoffs, but if he doesn't win that game, you don't think you're going to crown him as a franchise quarterback?
I mean, we'll see how it looks. We'll see how it looks.
All right.
You know what I mean?
So we're moving that goalpost too.
No, but always it's always because if you're say the Broncos go to the playoffs and win 3-0.
Yeah.
And he's got 3 picks, right? But I've also seen a quarterback go to Kansas City and look like he's slayed a dragon in the playoffs and walk off the field with 13 seconds left and lose.
Yeah.
But it's wait, he threw 4 touchdowns. It's not on him. So and of course I'm talking about Josh. It's it's
know.
Sorry. But it's how does it look? How does it feel?
Yeah.
But Bo is well on his way. I just have a feeling we're not going to be having this conversation a year from now. I don't think we will be.
Well, that's on you. I'm already ready.
I know you are. So we'll see. And this defense, that we asked Sean Pendergast about, he's like, no, this is the real deal. He's like, it's not just a good defense between the 20s or just a good red zone defense or what have you. What I would say to that is you look at their 3 wins. This is the 3-4 football team Houston is.
Yeah.
Okay. Their 3 wins have come against Cam Ward, Cooper Rush, and Mac Jones, right? So
2 backups and a rookie.
Yeah, 2 backups and a rookie, and the rookie is the one you played first. So that was his 4th game of the year, and they won 26-0. So I would say, okay, it's not like I disagree because the numbers are the numbers, and that's what Sean was pointing to. But at the same time, there's even context to that. You know,
there definitely is. But then on the other side of it, how they're looking at things with the Denver offense is who did they play where they just lit the scoreboard up?
Right.
The Dallas Cowboys. Well, there's context to that because the Dallas Cowboys, one, it seems like they're getting ready to go into a rebuild because they give up their best player, Micah Parsons. Then they go into these games, and half of their secondary is out, and they have a bunch of practice squad players playing. And yet that was the first time for our offense really getting going, right? Like get to just see them dominate. So like for that defense, they're like, is this fool's gold?
Yeah.
Is this offense fool's gold? We know that the Denver defense, just like they will, that the Denver defense is for real. They did it last year. They're doing it now. So, like, there's some consistency there with the Denver defense. Offensively, can we start to go? Can we start getting back to what we believe we can do, and that's just win games but score points? We got to score points.
Yep, and it's interesting to hear Sean doing this job in Houston saying we're kind of all looking at this game as like a referendum game of like who is this team actually?
Yeah.
Doesn't that kind of sound familiar?
Oh, yeah.
We're looking at this same matchup of like, okay, just, where is this Broncos offense at? Because that defense, this ain't Dallas. And it's such a stark contrast week over week from the literal league's worst defense, number 32, to the literal league's best number 1. And we're fixing to find out. We're fixing to find out. And here's what I know, though, about DeMeco Ryans. And you remember this game in 2023. It was our first year doing the show together. And the Broncos started 1-5, but then they beat Green Bay in a way that they weren't supposed to, 19-17, 2-5. And then that was the first upset over Kansas City in the better part of a decade.
Yeah.
And then there was the bye week. And then the Broncos come out of the bye week and beat Buffalo in Buffalo. And then they beat Minnesota by the hair on the chinny chin chin, 21-20. Then they beat Cleveland. So the Broncos went from 1-5 to 6-5 after a 5-game win streak. At the time, it was the longest in the NFL. And the Broncos had to go to Houston.
Houston, we have a problem.
And it was 22-17. And I remember DeMeco Ryans, the footage coming out after the fact, when he said, if we're going to beat this football team, we have to out-physical them. Right now, this is the most physical team in the league.
Yes, I remember now.
And the Broncos really had it going at that time, and defensively really started to wake up because remember how it started with the Miami debacle and all the stuff. But the defense really started to play well. And I remember DeMeco Ryans says, whoever's the most physical team is going to win this game. And the Texans were the most physical team. It's going to be the same messaging to that football team.
I also remember James Merilatt blaming Lucas Kroll.
Oh my gosh!
For losing
yes.
that game for us.
Yes. Yes.
That was his first career start, or even playing in the NFL
game. That was his first career game. And because Russell Wilson tried to find him in the back of the end zone on the last play of the game, it couldn't happen. And our guy Merilatt put it on Kroll. The entire loss on Kroll. Oh my gosh!
This is a Kroll thing.
So good, so good, so good. That's in the Hall of Fame. That's in the Merilatt Hall of Fame, which is a hard Hall of Fame to make.
Lucas made it.
Oh my gosh! All right, tonight is the next chapter for the Denver Nuggets, and there's some NBA history on the line. Also, some breaking news on the Nuggets front that we'll pass along coming up next.
The Fan Flyaway is back, presented by 303 Law 4040. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. To kick off 2026, Denver Sports 1043 The Fan is sending you to Phoenix for the biggest party in golf. Airfare, hotel tickets, and $500 in spending money all included. Head to thefanflyaway.com to register. That's thefanflyaway.com. Denver Sports 1043 The Fan.
If you don't think doing a quick and free check of your finances is worth it, let me share this recent customer story. Jason and Barbara H. from Denver called us wanting to see if they could save money. Credit was okay, and there was a good amount of debts. Their fear was another lender they went to first, shame on them, told them yes in the beginning and then denied them during the process. When they called us, we not only approved the loan, we saved them $3,900 a month.
What? $3,900 a month?
Yes, this couple just saved $3,900 a month by calling U.S. Mortgages. And best of all, with our lowest rate for life guarantee, if the market improves in the future, even as little as 0.5%, they can redo the loan and increase their savings further without any lender or appraisal fees. You could be our next success story. Call 303-LOW-RATE. That's 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. License number 392126.
It's back. Football is back, Broncos country, which means summer is almost over. And that means it's time for game days. Whether you're heading to Empower Field or traveling to Boulder to cheer on Coach Prime and the Buffs, you got to get there in style and on time. So let my friends at Hermes Worldwide handle the traffic and parking, and you handle the rest, which means have as much fun as possible and make as many memories as you can. So let Hermes Worldwide get you to and from the game safe. All you need to do is call Hermes Worldwide at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports to book your next ride today.
Some things in life should never be trial and error, like do-it-yourself dentistry or messing with your home's electrical wiring. That's where Piper Electric comes in. They've been powering homes with expert electrical service since 1983. From simple fixes to commercial and industrial work. Need an EV charger? They'll plug you in without the sparks. Right now, get $50 off your next service. Call 303-422-9219 before you DIY yourself back into the dark ages. Piper Electric. Leave the electricity to the experts.
Brandon Stokely here from my friends at Roller Auction. Do you have items you're looking to sell? Since 1976, Roller Auction has been conducting commercial and industrial auctions for Colorado government agencies, Fortune 500 companies, small business owners, secured creditors, individuals, and more. They have a large marketplace to showcase your assets, so don't wait. Visit rollerauction.com for a free consultation and turn those items into some cold, hard cash. Again, go visit them at rollerauction.com. That's rollerauction.com.
It's the Medicare Advantage annual enrollment period, and Humana knows not everyone has the same needs when picking a Medicare Advantage plan.
Now that I'm retired, I want to enjoy the life I've worked hard to build. So I want a plan that covers me when I'm traveling the country.
Humana has a plan for that.
As a veteran, I want a plan that fills in the gaps my VA coverage doesn't provide, like dental care.
Humana has a plan for that.
I feel good about my health. I just want care and coverage with predictable costs. No surprises.
Humana has a plan for that. With a Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you get coverage and benefits that focus on what matters most to you. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
How good does it feel to let go of 82 pounds in just 16 weeks? And I feel free. Soda Weight Loss is the #1 weight loss company in America for client satisfaction and results.
In 16 weeks, I lost 82 pounds because I had learned how to eat smarter. And that's what soda does. They don't just help you lose weight fast, they help you keep it off with habits that last a lifetime.
No hunger, no shots, no guesswork.
You probably saved my life. I mean, I was 30 pounds overweight. I went on soda, and now I'm healthy, and I just got off my blood pressure medicine and my cholesterol medicine, and that is amazing to me.
With Soda Weight Loss, you get real support to help you let go of the weight for good. And now, it's easier than ever. Join Soda Weight Loss now, and your partner joins for free. Visit sodaweightloss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com.
Soda is, say it with me, state of the art.
Samantha Flanagan here for Flanagan Law. Think a fender bender can't cause serious injuries? Think again. Many significant injuries don't show symptoms immediately. I've seen it. Protect your rights. Look for the Shamrock. Go with Flanagan Law. Online at flanagan.law.
CU fans, keep your fix going with Denver Sports CU Football Post-Game Recap. Available every home game exclusively on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Presented by Corwin Toyota Boulder. Family driven for over 100 years.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, final segment here on a Wednesday. Got some breaking news on the Denver Nuggets front that I'll pass along here in about 13 seconds. Before that, I got to tell you the Fan Flyaway is back thanks to 303 Law 4040. This time we're sending one lucky listener and a guest to Phoenix in February for the biggest party in golf. Here's what you get. 2 tickets to Saturday's round at TPC Scottsdale, round-trip airfare for 2 from Denver, 2 nights hotel stay, and $500. For more information and to register, head to thefanflyaway.com. If you entered one of our previous Flyaway contests, you're good. You're already registered for this one. Once you sign up for one Flyaway, you're entered for all future Flyaways. Stopping by, friend of the show, the scrappy one, the Scrapster, Scrap Peterson. What up, Will?
What up, boys? How we doing?
Doing fantastic. Final segment here on a hump day. We have the news. Cam Johnson got banged up in the shoulder. Cam Johnson just been announced about 10 minutes ago. He is going to play tonight against New Orleans. Denver hosting the Pelicans. No Kevon Looney, no Zion Williamson. Should be no problem as long as the approach is correct.
It definitely shouldn't be a problem. I mean, you have your full 5 out there, your full starting 5 out there. You should be able to handle business. Who's going to stop Jokic? Jamal Murray has been on fire. As long as Jamal Murray continues to play at this level, it's going to be hard for a bunch of teams to beat us, especially the Pelicans. Now, knowing that you are playing the Pelicans, knowing that you do have a bench in the depth there to be able to beat them, no matter if you have Cam Johnson or not, should you just rest him? Let him kind of get to full health and then go from there? Because even with him being healthy, he hasn't been good enough.
Well, there's no lies told. He hasn't been. He's shooting 20% from 3. I think it's 22%. And for him, it's like, hold on. No, I want to play. Like, this is a game I want to play in. I know I'm going to get some great looks. I need to get going for myself. And the way that these guys are wired, and you know this, like, man, like you can feel like you're getting left behind real quick.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so, Will, any comment?
Yeah, just kind of the old get-right game for Cam Johnson, if you will. But I keep waiting for someone to put on social media the Scooby-Doo meme, and we unmask Cam Johnson. It's just Michael Porter Jr., because they look like the same player.
Well, I'm not going to give you too much pushback through 3 games because it hasn't been good enough. And the other night against the Timberwolves, he wasn't, you couldn't feel him at all.
Yeah.
You're just sort of floating through the game. And now, but I want to show grace because he is getting acclimated to all new teammates. They're getting acclimated to him, but it's all new for him. New coach, new teammates, new, place that he's playing. So let's give it some time here. You know what I mean? I don't want to get carried away with my criticism because he's been in the league for years. Really good player. Eventually, once this group gets homogenized and blended together, I think he's going to be just fine.
Yeah, no, I do too. I just, that Jokic bump, we haven't seen that through 3 games. At least not quite yet. Not quite yet.
Agreed.
It takes a little time, though, man. I know all of us are impatient, but I'm like, exactly. Let's see what this looks like in 4 or 5 games from now. Now, what about CB, Christian Brown? He's kind of been a little off as well, and he just got an extension. And he's been a part of the championship team. I don't know how much I'm going to let him slide. I'm going to kind of have my expectations for him are higher.
Well, I'll tell you this. During the last commercial break, I just took Christian Brown over 12.5 points. I think he's going to be very aggressive. It's been a slow start to the year for him, okay? In the 3 games that he's played, by the way, he did not finish the most previous game. Down the stretch, it was Payton Watson, the guy who didn't get the extension, who was logging fourth quarter minutes while Christian sat there and watched. I love that from Adelman. Obey your eyes. You're not beholden to some Nuggets doctrine. Just coach the team as you see fit. But yeah, 7 points against the Timberwolves. In game number 1 for Christian, it was 6 points with a 20-game, sprinkled in between. So in 2 of the 3 games he's played, 7 points or less. The other thing with him, though, the hallmark of his game, transition, playing defense.
Yep.
I haven't been impressed at all with him defensively. Not something to freak out about, just something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe he just needs to shave, right? Like, I don't even feel like I recognize the guy on the court. It's like, Christian, maybe mix it up. Maybe go back to babyface assassin, right? What's this new look?
I said maybe he needs a shave.
I mean, do you guys like this new look from CB?
I do. It's a grown man look. It's CB cutting his hair saying, it's all about business now.
You want to know what I like about that? When I watched Christian for years here in Denver, he had that long hair, and after almost about everything that he did, he'd rub his hands through his hair and like fix his hair. I'm serious. I watched the same sequence 1,000 times, and it's just like, not worried about it anymore. Short haircut.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the reason why he's struggling, but if that's the analysis you want to go with, Will,
I am being a little bit sarcastic.
Of course you are.
I will say this
didn't he fall in love with, who was the celebrity at the Heat game where he went off in the finals, game 4? Was it Shakira?
I don't know.
Someone mega famous was sitting courtside, and she had CB's eye, and he played like the game of his life that night.
Yeah, this was in the finals?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when he had the 15-point night. He was the first rookie to have 15 points in the NBA Finals since Sam Cassell in 1995.
So I think a haircut and Shakira will cure all that ails him.
Haircut.
Oh, my gosh. You want to fire Deion Sanders, right?
I think it's time. Yeah.
Go ahead and summarize, microwave your thoughts.
I mean, he's 9-14 in conference play. He's 16-17 overall. Shedeur and Travis aren't walking through that door anytime soon. And outside of those two great players, he's won very little at CU. And they were down 43-0 at halftime. I mean, I turned that game off. That was an embarrassment. Their wins this year are Wyoming and Delaware and Iowa State.
Who was nationally ranked?
Yeah. In Iowa State. Like, what are you talking about? In Iowa State.
I will say this, though, too, and I'm not, I agree with a lot of your criticisms. I'm not there right now, fire Deion. I don't think the school can afford to fire him, quite frankly, and then pay out a staff and hire a new staff. You know the combined record of the teams that they've lost to?
Dante gave it to me last night on DenverSports Tonight, actually.
So you remember it.
But you won't say it.
25-5?
35-5. Average record 7-1.
Just context.
So there is context to it, although I won't give you pushback on a lot of your criticism because I happen to agree with most of it. We'll leave this where it lies. We'll pick it back up tomorrow. Who are you working with tonight?
I'll be with Dante Gomez. Can't wait to get into Riley Moss.
All right. Oh, my gosh. This guy.
Apologize,
this guy. Dante, you got him. You can handle him. All right. Denver Sports Tonight coming up next.
Did the blowout win over the Cowboys show what the Broncos offense is truly capable of?
This is what it looks like when Sean Payton is able to open up his playbook and push the ball down the field. This is what it looks like when Bo Nix gets into some type of rhythm. You can't hide this anymore. Bo needs to either succeed or fail, and Sean needs to let him do that.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Remember when they used to ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? At Bank of America, we ask every day, what would you like the power to do? When you work here, you help build businesses, inspire communities, and forge legacies. And now we've raised our U.S. minimum wage to $25 an hour. So the opportunity to do more also comes with competitive pay. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/25. Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
You could save thousands of dollars on the products your business uses the most with the Home Depot's new Pro Extra Preferred Pricing. Registering is free and easy. Just have your tax ID or business or contractor's license ready. But don't wait. The current preferred pricing benefit will end on November 15th. Visit your local Pro Desk to register now and unlock the deepest savings on the products you choose.
Bonnie from O'Meara Ford has convinced me they really want to earn your business. So, talk to me, Bonnie.
Well, O'Meara has over 1,000 vehicles to choose from. Plus,